Okay. So, it's live. I think we're ready to go. Do we need to go to the other table to get our characters off the airship board?
Probably.
Okay.
You can always also pull the new character for the crew.
Yep. Before we arrive, we'll do all that on this board. I still have your bag of... Well, I put everything in this bag here, so we can pull them back out and use them as needed. Oh my god, we're missing a ship. That's uncool. Luckily, I have backups of all this stuff. I just don't know how that shit happens.
Ooh.
Man, tucking this underneath is going to be a real nightmare.
You want me to move the characters in one pile?
Yeah, if you could move everything off, it might make this less painful. Things might explode less.
Well, they're not locked. Where do you want them?
Put them in a pile in Taro's
Okay.
spot. He's not using it.
Get along. Okay.
Do we need to move all the stuff on the lower deck too?
No.
It's only the upper deck.
Only the upper deck disappeared.
I'll let you finish it.
Why are these parts not moving?
It
There you
was
go.
lagging,
Lagging.
that's why.
Okay.
Do you want the boat? It's different. No. Oh no.
It didn't load for me.
No.
Nope.
I see it.
You see it? Because I don't.
Move it. Move it. Move it for now. I'm gonna try to unlock it.
Oh yeah? Can you interact with it? Oh, now I can see it.
Yeah. Well, I kind of broke that though.
Maybe it just spawned under the table.
Rewind.
Nah, you could just pop it down under there.
I can
Oh.
reload. Yeah. Like
I just hate rewinding. It's such a pain in the balls. Fucks up one world.
You got it?
Alright, I'll reinitialize it and pray to God it didn't break.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. This van worm's so much faster than the Nightwing.
Is it showing for you now, Ninja?
Yeah. Well, now
Alright.
there's like two of them.
Yeah. That's the extra one you brought in. But the characters are all off now. At least for that ship. I guess you're gonna have to take it apart anyways now if you want to carry it.
Why would I carry it? This is the board it's on.
Oh, okay. I see. We just want our characters though, huh?
Yeah.
There's a couple more here. We gotta take these ones.
Well, I mean, we're still on this map. You're still on the airship. You're still traveling.
Oh. Alright. So let's bring them back.
But we could swap in the new ones. So, what do we got here that we can use right now? We got Gotho. we got her. We got
Where are other
him.
ballista weapons go? Or siege weapons.
Him.
What do you think of the new Grimoire for the ship?
Holy fuck, you're tall.
Huh?
Make these
Oh, I got
figures
another one.
a little bit smaller. Okay, so up in the crow's nest, we got a Nisket. Let's see. Nisket looking pretty good. He's observing with his spyglass. He's keeping an eye out. He sees the occasional cloud ray off in the distance, but they never get close. We got Mute Tay. Let's see, where was she on the ship? She was on the deck somewhere. I think she was just hanging out. I don't see her token.
Are you on the table, Long?
Yeah, I am.
Take a look on the deck. I made a new Grimoire.
Crippled crossbow.
This one?
Yeah.
Crippled crossbow.
This one?
Yeah.
I like it. I like the outfit.
I guess when we're traveling. Oh, my character's just a spear.
What do we got? We got Gar.
Is
Got the bosun.
this airship Haboob rated?
Kinda.
Boob rated.
If it gets too windy, you might be in trouble. Hard to say. Put Junithu in the kitchen there. Here's Gotho. I can copy his information over. Alright. Gotho's in the kitchen with Junithu, stealing some food.
I need Pokeballs.
Here's Mayor's. Copy his information over. He had a little bit of damage on him from that combat. I like this one. But who would that be?
On a fire?
Can we all get a long rest and everyone healed to full?
No. Do you wish to stop and take her a long rest?
Well, we're gonna stop at Nibna, you know?
Start
If we're
our
not
journey.
there yet, then that's fine. But
So,
I did give.
Larache,
I
your
did give all the
navigator,
crew-
says that by his calculations, you'll arrive in 7 hours.
Well, when we arrive, we can take a rest.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
So all in all, it's going to take a little bit more than like a regular 10-hour travel time, like just slightly over, I think. And in order to accomplish this feat, Sia has to be here, which he's not, so I'm going to send him a message. Why are you not here? And who else are we missing? Taro? No Taro here?
But Joe is kind of.
I'm here.
He's here.
Nope, there's you.
You're not on the table, dude.
Why do I gotta be on the table?
He doesn't want to be on the table because that would interfere with him playing Power World while we're D&D.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Why are you so needy?
I don't need. I don't need to explain that. You know.
He can play with theater of the mind.
No, he can't because he's distracted by something else.
He's just not that into D&D. What can he do?
I'm addicted to Power World. What do you
Yeah.
want?
That's what I'm thinking.
Wait, isn't that game just Pokemon Slavery?
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa!
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Right.
Hey, I can say that.
Why can you say that?
Because he probably played Pokemon.
He's like, 'cause I've been a slave before.
I was ready to say we both know why. Weebo.
How's it going, man?
Oren said he wanted an additional ton of water, so that's going to eat up some of your cargo hold here.
We have a lot of water. I just assume we have like a fuck ton.
You have a couple of
I
fuck
have a
tons,
ton.
actually. Maybe 3. You might have 3.
But we do have to drop the iron in Nimne.
Iron ship.
Like what is the exact units of measurement in water that we have? Because I don't know it.
The ton is a 120-pound barrel that contains 250 gallons of water, each gallon weighing 8 pounds.
So
Can
how
we-
many tons do we have?
So it's like 2,120 pounds, and there are 3 of those.
When do we where are we taking that water?
Cromlin.
So why don't we carry iron to Nimne, and then we buy the water in Nimne.
Yeah, that's what you're going to have to do.
Yeah, that way we can have a full cargo of iron.
How about instead we carpet bomb Nibene?
I mean, the place already looks like it's been carpet bombed after the disaster. After the Zwoon disaster.
Is so effective, we have to do it twice.
I mean, there were lightning zombies rising from the cobblestone streets.
Oh, we're talking about carpet bombing Nibene. Are you in?
Oh well. Oh, that's,
He just wants to use his alchemist fire. I mean, don't get a little overzealous with the idea of bombing stuff. You haven't found an enemy yet.
Yeah. See?
He's like, I want
Yeah.
to set a fire.
No, we shouldn't.
Are
We should.
you the fire zealot?
Grimorn
shouldn't
is a
do
bad
that.
influence.
Yeah, but we shouldn't do that though, because if we get hit by an enemy, we could just explode. You know what I mean?
After
That's
we
not-
finish building tier, can we get some like cobblestone and ship that to Nibene to help them rebuild?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
money.
I mean, they're probably already working on it quite a bit. So, the other day when I had to slow down and do the hour-by-hour piloting rolls of the ship, it makes more sense when you look at how fast this ship is. You are really moving. So,
Right.
I did the calculations, right? So, see ya. Sol
Yes.
is the captain of the ship. And
Yes.
as captain of the ship, it is up to you to increase the sailing speed. So every 10 minutes, you have to be there barking orders. So for the next 10, well, you've already done it for several hours, I would assume, but for the next 7 hours, every 10 minutes, you're going to have to give an order, which is a DC 15 charisma persuasion check, which you automatically succeed. So as long as you're not preoccupied or asleep, you're getting an extra mile per hour every 10 minutes, which is 6 miles per hour. And your ship
Alright.
goes 5, which means you're at a base of 11. And then you do the piloting rolls. And I did some average rolls, just crunching the numbers. And it looks like you make, let's see, for 8 hours, you travel about 112 miles, maybe 120 on a good day.
I got an idea though. I was wondering, Ninja, with this new info, How much slower would we be if we were more armored?
Quite a bit slower.
Like, what are we talking about?
Well, you'd knock off 1 mile per hour from every hour that you travel, so that's like minus 10. Per armor part, I think.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Because if we wanted to create a bigger boat with more armor,
It says wood plating reduces your speed by 1 mile per hour.
that's not that bad.
We're normally going 11, so we could go only
And
10.
sturdy hold does not decrease your miles per hour. It only reduces your cargo space.
Okay.
How fast are we going in miles per hour?
But if we
11.
if we're not trying to cargo and we're trying to be more defensive, you know,
Well, we're
and
going
just-
11
and-
miles per hour. Isn't that like running speed?
and keep
Okay,
our
what is the core
keep-
question? Because I need to take care of something a bit important.
What's your question?
What was like was there like an important dilemma or core concern in the decisions?
I put it in the text chat. Feel free to read it. Just scroll up a little bit. You'll find it. Maybe a lot of it. When did I post that? There was a lot of discussion between me posting that. It was at 5:52. Will
That's not
Will
that-
got
that
into
long.
some RP after I posted it, but it was at 5:52.
So if we wanted to build a more of a battleship, and the cargo space would be just for ammunition and like food.
Well, you have a 100-ton cargo hold. 10% of that would be taken up by extra
Okay.
extra hull thickness.
So it's not that much of a difference. It's like 10%.
So what are we doing?
You're traveling on the airship to Nibene.
Nibinate,
To
drop
deli-
off iron,
Yeah.
and sell it.
Have you guys ever had the taco before?
And then
Nope.
we're on our way to, what is it? The city by the Silk Sea. I can't read the text. The one that's to the east of Nibinate.
Okay. Tell me if combat happens or an important decision needs to be made, and I will try to be back as soon as I can.
I think most of it is going to be transactions, Taro. That's about it. Like, is there something you want to buy when we're there?
Anything winged elephant related. What is this?
I'm gonna get you 2 bag of holdings.
What? We just buying bag of holdings now? Like they just exist?
Yeah.
I see the map. Yes.
This line here,
Mm-hmm.
that's the airship traveling. And
Why don't we just put bag of holdings in the cargo hold then?
you're like in the midway. You've got a ways to go.
I mean, you're carrying some on you.
But-
Actually, that's not that stupid.
About here, you're going to detour to Nibene.
Just put a little vault, put a little chest in there, and all it is a bunch of bag of
Dude.
holdings.
You could multiply your cargo by a lot.
I was saying.
God.
Think about it. Like, what is the weight of a bag of holding?
15 pounds.
Yeah, and you put 500 pounds in it.
Yep. You can do it.
Would you guys say Del Taco is good? Just asking.
Never had it.
Do we want to try to put the little the new airship on this map?
Nah, I put it on the other one.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
This one's for the interior maps and everything. That one's like the exterior airship.
No, for to replace this this one here.
Oh, yeah. We don't really need this here.
Yeah, we can just replace with the other one.
Oh, I see. Sure.
I don't think people have seen it yet.
Nah.
The only way for
Counter-
Joe to see it is if he was in tabletop.
Ooh.
It'll have to wait, though. It's on the other map.
Alright.
Dude, why would I even join right now? If you guys don't even.
Are you actually just playing Power World?
Yeah, he is.
Stop! Leave me alone!
He's
Don't hate on me.
addicted. He's addicted, so he can't
I
role
thought, I
play
thought you guys
because.
were like joking. I didn't know he was actually just in the middle of power.
Oh,
He actually.
See,
just
what you
played-
didn't
absolutely.
what you didn't know is Joe really enjoys slavery
yeah.
and animal abuse.
Favorite.
There you go.
2 for 1
We got-
special.
We finally got the truth. Finally got the truth. He's proving it. He's been announcing it.
I've played about 60 hours of that game
And
myself,
he's
so
really
so do
good
I.
at it. He's really,
No.
really good at it.
What you didn't know is that Joe really enjoys slavery.
No, don't forget that he lives in the southern states of the United States. You know.
The fight. The fight.
Joe really enjoys slavery.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count
You know,
because it's animal slavery, right?
But it doesn't count.
like he has a worm jacket.
It's actually, it doesn't count because it's virtual animal slavery.
It's like when you have those dogs,
It's like,
a
3 times
bobsled,
removed.
bobsled
You know,
team of
Sia?
dogs. They're not slaves; they're just pack animals.
See ya.
Yeah.
You know, it's been cold lately. You know what I mean? And Joe has a warm jacket of, and the pattern on it is a bunch of comfortable flags. You know?
Comfortable flag.
Yeah. Confederate flag, sorry.
Comfortable Confederate flags.
Yeah, while he's playing his slavery game, Pokemon Animal Abuse, or
Oh, you can't use the word Pokemon. Power.
That's the word he can't use.
Apparently, there's a mod that just makes them into actual Pokemon. But
They went after the guy who did it.
yeah, for sure, I bet it did.
Joe just like told me the other day that he was planning on buying a trailer park and move into it. And
Power
Why are you
guy.
telling all my business? That was a secret, man.
Our world got him acting a bit different, guy.
Wait, there's a Haboob coming? Oh no.
Yeah, you are in a deserty region. You're getting pretty close to the Silt Sea. So once you get about to the midway point of your travels, this
Where's Taurus at?
light
About
sandy
Taurus?
area here, this is all
uh,
Haboob region.
Hmm.
So I built a thing to just auto roll because I felt like it was taking a lot of time every hour calling for the piloting rolls. So I just sort of crunched the numbers. I know how long it's going to take. We'll assume that Gramorn stays barking orders and Soul constantly tells the crew what to do. So the pilot and the captain have to be on the job consistently, and if they're ever not on the job, then the ship slows down considerably.
I really want first thinking like a really big another ship fight so I can like scream at the top of my lungs, ready the cannons!
The problem is you have the first airship, so it'll probably be a while before any other city-states figure out how to even make one of these and then try.
well, it's in collaboration with Nibene, so they know how to build. They are building like the frame, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that made me. I don't know. I'm super giggly today. I don't know if that's the right term. It's
You
everything's
can
funny.
still ready the cannons against a Cloud Ray.
Yeah.
Fighting Moby
I mean,
Dick.
considering you have the first airship, I think it'd be pretty hard to get into an airship fight.
We
So-
already had one last week against the flying bird people.
Whoa. They
They're
just
Coke
saw
Rat.
us in their area, and wanted to investigate.
Yeah, they were Arakakra raiders, and they were trying to kill all of you, eat all of you, and steal all of your stuff.
Man, they choose the wrong ship to try to.
Yeah, they did. It was a bad day for them. So, throughout your travels, you will also encounter small razor wings, which are birds with sharp wings, but none of them sees your ship as food, and they kind of avoid it. And as I mentioned earlier, you will spot the occasional cloud ray in the distance, but they never get close. And
So, could we start to try to map where their nest might be?
any stretch of open desert is where you'll find them. Like right here is a good spot.
Alright.
But
Because
anyway,
if we wanted to hunt one down, it would be potentially. Who wanted to get like a cloud ray egg?
Hey,
Yeah.
it's your boy.
hunting cloud rays, that is some high level
Yeah.
shit.
That is like the manliest thing you can do in Dark Sun. What is
Yeah.
your profession? I'm a cloud ray hunter.
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
looking
uh,
for eggs and
that's-
wyverns.
It's like riding the sandworms in Dune.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do
Yep.
for a living? Oh, I hunt cloud rays and wyverns, and I kidnap their young and sell them at a market price.
Yeah. And we're all covered in like armor made of wyvern.
Yeah, like we're just playing Monster Hunter now.
We have the head of a wyvern at the tip of at the head of our ship.
We named this ship the Scaly Bastard.
Is that canon? Should I make a note? The scaly bastard.
Yep.
You are the captain.
that
I guess
sounds
you
good.
get to name it.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all could have told me that. Oh, this is a lot of pressure.
Is that gonna be our adventuring group name, the Scaly Bastards?
I
Why
mean,
not?
are any of us wearing wyvern armor? It'd be pretty out.
Listen, hey, you know,
2 people?
Yep. It's the bard who writes and sings the story about it. You know, who decides? He's writing the story.
I say we go into the captain's cabin and take a vote.
Yeah, you're the captain of the ship, so.
I'm rocking with the Scaly Bastard, but we don't got the wyvern head yet, do we?
Huh?
Do we have a wyvern head that we can stick on the front of the ship?
Yeah, we do, and we did.
Oh yeah, the Scaly Bastard it is. The Scaly. I was sunk by the Scaly Bastard himself.
Well, we can at some point, if we're going through a zone where there's a lot of cloud rays, we could try to get an egg, like figure out what our nest is, and
Yes, and I'm gonna get him, and I'm gonna name him Pablo or Pablo.
you gotta find like, well, how does that work? Like, are they pregnant? Like, do they lay an egg, Ninja?
I think
Yeah.
he said like they give birth to their young, and then like they latch onto the bottom of them or something.
It's like a giant chicken.
Oh, so we gotta we oh, so it
So they
just
lay
lay an egg somewhere and it pops open.
Yeah, I mean, they look more like a T-Rex, but, you know, the T-Rex and the chicken are just distant relatives.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought cloud rays were like manta rays, but like in
Yeah, I
the
thought they
sky.
had like their young at the bottom of them.
We were
mammals.
talking about drakes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was thinking about the cloud array.
Okay, what about cloud rays?
If we want to get a net, like, how are they born? Are they an egg?
No. I think manta rays, they give live birth, don't they?
Like
Well,
seahorse.
I don't know. Is it?
I'm pretty sure they do.
So we gotta find a pregnant, flying ray and try to get the baby.
Yeah, I thought you meant drakes. Drakes definitely lay eggs. Manta rays, I'm a little uncertain.
If we're hunting for that, for Sia, that's what we gotta do.
Okay, so we can fast travel to Nibene at this point. There's not any other major encounters. Oren said that he wanted to buy a ton of water for the people of Cromlin who are in dire need, and the water there is very expensive. Secretly, this might be a plot to make lots of money, but if he gives it away, maybe not. They were charging 2 silver pieces per gallon over in Cromlin, so expensive water.
Wait, where is Cromlin? Is it on our way, or is that like a roundabout area?
not that
Cromlin's
far.
right here.
Oh,
we're
okay. So
we're,
it is on
we're stopping at Nibene first,
Yeah.
and
So,
then we're going.
so you are in Nibene now. You deliver your
Mike?
shipment of iron.
Ooh.
Nibine's the one where we're not like gonna get executed, right?
We're friendly with.
Alright.
Can I stop to see Nibene? Or whoever they selected to be in charge of building ships.
He's gonna hate the fact that we just keep pulling up to his doorstep, like, yeah, we know you're supposed to be mysterious and all, but like, I got a question.
Okay.
Can I borrow some money?
I changed your iron shipment into payment for the iron shipment, which you need to return back in order to get your profits.
So we're going to be carrying a treasure.
Yes.
Ninja, does Nibene have a problem with us, like, constantly knocking at his front door, like, hey, dude?
Okay. So how long would it take us to go back to Tyr to sell to get the money back?
There's a saying, keep your
And-
friends close and your enemies closer. So Nibene keeping a powerful group of adventurers, like, friendly, chummy with him might be similar to Hamanu keeping his band of assholes that you had to fight at the end of the Dragon Crown adventure.
I can't wait for him to send us on a wild.
Essentially, Taurus works for Nibene too. Like,
Yep.
he's faithful to the tier, but he works for Nibene.
Can we leave the payment in Nibene and come pick it back up on our way back so that we don't have to carry a large cargo of gold or whatever it is the payment is in?
It's
I
just a
forgot
small
this.
treasure chest. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Well, also, your payment is part of this, so you want to take it with you.
All right, we can protect it. We'll carry it.
So, like, think of it like this. So, the iron tier was going to sell the iron, and they were going to receive a hefty payment for the iron, and that payment is here. And you, as the courier delivering it, you get a commission, a portion of the proceeds. So, some of this money is yours, but the officials, the Templars back in tier, they also want their cut. So, they're expecting you to come
Right.
back with it.
I just didn't want to like leave it on the boat as we go into the like temple thing.
You have a whole crew of people to defend it.
Yeah, but they're all like level 3 and 4.
Ulrig's here. She's what, level 11, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah, there's just one part.
Okay, so is it possible to buy something and to make a stop in Nibene and talk to somebody?
Yeah, like Oren, he goes to the marketplace and he haggles for a ton of water, and it ends up costing him 6 gold coins. So while he's shopping, I suppose anybody else that wants to shop can buy something as well.
Yeah. I'd like to go to the person that is in charge of building the frame for the boats.
Yeah.
And what I would like to buy is a new ship, but fully armored and everything.
You got
So-
enough money for that?
A second ship.
Yeah.
He'll apologize and say, I'm sorry, but the first one off the production line belongs to Lord Nibene.
That's fine. Even if it takes a year, it's fine. But
So
we want to put an order in, and you tell us when it's ready.
he'll tell you you'll have to negotiate with Nibene because he may want the second one off the line as well. So just,
I think Nibene wants the rest that are ever made off the line to be his.
but you can talk to him about that. We will not overstep our bounds in Lord Nibene's realm.
Well, I'll send a. Oh yeah, that's fair. So I'll send a message to Nibene.
Yeah.
And then he can reply whenever he wants.
Sure.
And it's just that we want to put it in an order as well for another ship, even if it takes a long time.
Okay.
And we're willing to pay now for the frame.
You want to put a down payment? How much?
25 gold.
25 gold coins for an airship off the new assembly line in Nibene. Okay.
And it's like a fully armored one that we want. We want like a militarized version.
Do you want the same augments for speed as well, or just the armor?
Oh, everything. Everything we can.
Okay, so you want a fully armored, fully loaded,
Yeah, fully loaded everything ship. Even if, like-
everything ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Maybe with an extra like 2 ballista if we can do.
You want the full weapons package, you want the ramming prow, you want all of it. Okay.
Yeah. Everything.
Okay. For airship combat. That's kind of metal. I'm down. I've put it in my
Yeah.
notes.
We can have 2 crews and we can split our group in onto the 2 ships, you know.
Mhm.
Alright, the other thing too is I wanted to like buy 2 bag of holdings.
Yeah.
And how much is that? That's gonna be expensive.
Okay, so You go to the Elven Marketplace and you do not find bags of holding. You ask your contacts, including Nibene's council themselves, like the people you met on your adventures in Nibene. There was like the prodigal child that Nibene was training that had helped you in the final moments when you finally confronted Nibene when he was still like held by the Zwoon. I forget her name, but she's there and she can help. And so she'll hook you up with some of the Templar wives of Nibene who have crafted bags of holding that are willing to sell them to you for the standard price of 40 GP each.
Okay.
So
I'll
I
take
think
them.
you wanted 3 of them.
Yeah, can they give us a discount for 3?
They cannot, unfortunately. 40 is the price.
Alright, I'll pay for 2, and Oren.
Yeah, he
wanted
pays
to
for
buy
1. Yep.
So 80.
Yeah, 80 for 2.
All right. Okay, so one of the bag I give it to Ringside because he's been carrying a mule of equipment on a very small frame, you know. So he can
Very
carry all,
old frame revolve.
yeah, he can carry all of his stuff now, and then the other one is more for cargo, so group treasures and stuff like that.
Good call. High level party
And-
needs bags of holding.
And that's where we're gonna put the chests from the hire and load.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be carried by me. It could be carried by Taurus if we want, but I could carry it.
Joe,
Say again?
Isn't?
they want you to hold this bag.
Do
What
you
bag?
do you want me to hold the bag, or can I hold the bag? Does
What
it
bag?
matter?
Bag of
the,
holding.
the thing that we've been talking for the last 10 minutes.
We want you to hold the bag and hold it so you can hold it.
The bag of
everyone else-
slaves.
You
Does that make it better?
I have a bag of holding.
Yeah, but that's an extra for the group treasures.
But you don't have
Oh.
this bag of holding.
Where am I gonna put it?
I'll take it if you don't want it. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
It just needs to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, I can put it as my backpack.
Well, since he already has one, maybe you should just hang on to it.
My bag of holding is an earring.
I'll hold it.
If
I will hold
I
it.
carry it and I wild shape, it's not gonna like explode, right?
No.
It becomes part of your gear, I think.
Yes. You can hold it.
Like
I
it just
can
becomes
take-
part of your body.
No. Long will carry it.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying. I'm staying light because I like to pick up and carry stuff. But
Yeah.
right now,
so-
I don't have a lot of stuff on me.
But this solves a lot of issues with weight in a group and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we have Joe. I don't know if you heard, but we're talking about bringing in a second ship. That is.
Yeah, I heard that. I was
Alright.
listening.
Okay. That's how that I had it in Nibene for now.
Okay, so moving along, the airship leaves Nibene. That probably ate up a few hours. Do you guys want to spend the night in Nibene?
Yeah, we were talking about a long rest.
Okay, so you spend the night in Nibene. You enjoy the hospitality of Nibene himself. As honored guests, you have nice rooms in the noble district, very lavishly furnished. There's free food and drink. Just a wide spread of different treats, just animal and plant things that you've never even seen before. Just a variety of foods and comfortable beds and many servants.
Just like home.
Many servants.
Just like home.
Okay, feeling fully rested the next day, everybody boards the airship and takes off. Give me a piloting roll for flying the ship up out of here.
Who is the pilot?
That would be Grimorn.
Come on, don't
do
grasp
you
it
wanna
with me.
do you wanna bardically inspire me?
I don't know. Are we long rested?
You are
Yeah.
now? Yep.
Okay, then yeah. Yep, Bardic Inspiration.
And is there? Alright. There's no way to get an advantage on these rolls, huh?
Advantage. Maybe.
Does no one else know how to pilot it?
I don't know. We need somebody else that is trained, probably. What about this guy, the navigator guy? The what's his name?
So if you had another pilot do the help action, you can gain advantage.
Okay, so who has been a pilot from our crew?
Last time I was a pilot,
What
it
about
This is the
Raka?
first airship ever.
No, what about Raka or the mage guy? What's his name?
Let's see. Would they be proficient in piloting? I don't think anybody is proficient except for you. You're the only one that's trained on it.
Okay, can we train as we go somebody?
I suppose, but it takes 10 weeks to train one of them.
Alright, well we will do that as we go, and then in the future we'll gain an advantage.
Let's make a note here. Who is going to become the trainee pilot?
So I was thinking about it could be the
For
fire.
wisdom, right? I
It
could.
could, well, it could be the
Is it wisdom or is
it could
I'm
be,
just saying the captain of the ship should be able to fly it.
Yeah, it's a wisdom skill. Wisdom piloting.
I'm
It
not
could
gonna
also
wisdom.
be the fire cleric on the ship.
Hager Moore.
Okay. Okay, so, I don't have his name
Hey.
here.
Yeah.
I'll make a note. The fire cleric
Hager Moore. I'm just saying.
training
What?
10 weeks.
See, you can be quiet.
I can train other people too later. But we'll have someone else like with a high wisdom. And then it could be long as well.
Yeah,
Long
train
run-
multiple people.
Yeah, but you already have your own job, so I don't know if you can do it.
It'd be nice to know.
There's not. I mean, there's not always something that I'm doing as navigating. I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
doing all the time as navigating.
And I rolled good. What
does
did
that
I
roll for?
27 ninja.
Good. Okay. You beat the DC 15. The ship takes off without a hitch. You fly away. Just don't roll a 1 and forget to, like, take up anchor and it rips off the back half of the ship.
We
I rolled
rolled
I rolled a
studying
3.
exactly the ship. Oh no, we're about to hit the tower.
I got a perfect roll for I got a perfect roll for bardic inspiration and guidance,
Yeah.
but I got a 3 on my d20.
Wow. A little rocky. A little bit of turbulence on takeoff.
A little bit of turbulence.
Yeah, it's better than last time I failed. So
Okay. So Orin has pled the case that the people of Cromlin are in need and we need to make a pit stop there. And so the next place to go, although I will mention Ten Pug's place is here as well. If you have any interest in visiting Ten Pug's place and picking up the Wanderer that you met there, you could do that.
what wonder?
The lone wanderer.
Okay, the recap is when you first went to Ten Pug's Temple, you encountered a man who... there was a bard there, and she was singing this really nasty song about how he's a coward and how he got her sister killed, and just basically besmirching him in public with a really, really great song. And so he's basically an outcast, but he knows the Giustenal ruins. He's been there, and he offered to go in there as a guide and help you avoid some of the dangers of the area.
We should pick him up. 'Cause I got that.
That
same
sounds
stuff.
like a good idea.
Okay. You stop in Giustenal. Or not Giustenal. You stop in Ten Pug's Temple, and you pick up this dude. Jessix the Wanderer. And he says, we need to take my friends as well, so it's Jessix the Wanderer and his 5 loyal friends.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. You guys are in Ten Pug's Temple now.
What is that again?
That is a temple northeast of Nibene, west of Giustenal.
What's it a temple to?
Dead god.
Yeah, an ancient god.
No, like which one?
One of
A
them.
dead ancient god.
One of
Isn't
them.
isn't it like the lion or whatever?
Yeah, it's pretty common, that lion god. He was big in the old times.
Does the
I'm
sword
gonna legend
know?
lore this actually. I'm curious. I'm gonna legend lore this guy.
Uh, can I also ask, like, if the sword knows anything about this ancient god?
So the sword would recount that the ancient god actually had a name that hasn't been revealed yet. I had it here in the book. I'll find it for you. I'll get you the name of the dead god. It is the lion god. It's the same temple, the shadow temple that you were at earlier was the same lion god.
That's kind of interesting.
Wait, how did I escape that temple? Because wasn't I under the effects of being trapped in there?
It was a 24-hour spell.
I wonder if in that city, that temple we're at right now, if they haven't had their own like necroma like shadow creature or whatever.
Oh yeah. Ulrich, just saying, Ninja, real quick. Ulrich has Caspar's mighty longbow, the +2.
Sure.
But she has this halberd, just a regular, I guess, a regular halberd.
Yep, that's her favorite weapon.
The problem is it's not like plussed up. It's just a regular halberd. So I want to give her the Arosta's booming maul.
Oh.
You should,
Okay, sure. She's a fighter. She can use it.
you should Joe. You should look on the Hero Forge. Like they had it halberds and stuff like that. Maybe you can remodel your character.
Wasn't that always there?
Well, I mean, mechanically in
No,
the
there's a
game,
better-
the best weapon he's got is that booming maul to give her.
Yeah.
Her
I mean, I
maul-
paid a lot of money for this maul.
She could get a new maul, but it wouldn't.
But there's some new
She could
models.
get a new
that's what I'm
halberd, but
saying.
it wouldn't be as good as the maul.
No, but there's new models, and they're better looking than the older ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, I'm saying like she's what do you call it? She's gonna take this maul though, because I already have the big hammer, and I don't want to be using the big hammer and the giant spear, because I have the giant spear also.
What is that noise on the background?
Oh, then no, you could hear that.
Are you playing Mario or something and just jumping a lot? What's going
I'm
on?
not. Someone sent me something to bug test.
Oh, okay.
It's not complicated. I'm just pressing a jump button.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
I turned it off.
Okay, so after you leave Tinpug's temple, you go to Cromlin, where Orin distributes water to the needy.
Oh, but I tell Ulrich, I'm sorry.
You just
Tell-
giving away the water for free or selling it?
He didn't specify.
I tell Ulrich though that she, if she doesn't behave, like if she's not good, like
Don't.
if she's not,
like that.
if she's not good, the hammer won't work for her.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
true.
she has to. I'm trying to give her incentive to just stay good aligned.
Yeah. Arosta was quite clear about that. Only good characters may ever wield his weapon of psionic power.
I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
Built into the weapon itself. An evil character would not be able to use it.
I send you a DM, Joe.
Oh, I wanted to mention Pask the Dwarf.
The Hero Forge link.
Yeah.
He's got a map. And he's only going to allow you to benefit from his map if you take him with you.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And he not get killed immediately.
Yeah, let's hope so. Pask the
That's-
Dwarf joins the crew.
Ever been on an airship? I know you haven't. It was a trick question.
That's kind of his problem, you know, if he's gonna survive or not.
Okay, so now the ship's passenger space is half full. You've got room for 10 more people.
Wait, hold on. I have a question.
Yeah.
Um, the you didn't tell me what the legend lore did.
The legend lore of the god.
Yeah.
Well, you got the name of the god. And that's all I can tell you now, because it's going to require me to research in the book, and I don't know what page it was on. So,
What is its name?
I'm telling you, I don't know.
Oh, Trish.
He's gonna come back to us with that.
I'll have to send you a DM, like, next week when I find it in the book somewhere.
I thought you meant I have the name, but I need more time to get
It
more
was-
information. No, not even.
It's in the book somewhere. I've seen it.
By that he means it was inconsequential to the story, and he didn't even look for it at all.
I did, a little bit. I didn't find it.
No, I mean, like, you didn't think like, oh, it was necessary for the story or anything.
No.
What I'm saying is I'm not going to waste time on it right now, so we're moving on.
Oh,
Cool.
A lot of legend lore questions I'm not going to be able to answer on the spot, so you're kind of fucked in that department. So, like, you could ask me, and I'll get back to you in days.
That's cool.
Yeah.
oh,
All right.
Right. We pick up the guide with the map, and we drop off the water in Cromlin.
Yes, so
And then
this
we go
ton
to
of
Giustenal.
water is distributed to the needy at great expense. 6 gold literally washed away into the mouths of evil little pickpocket children that would steal your coin purse and spit on your grave.
All right. Well, that's cool.
That's cool.
Great use of money.
I don't know. I'm just messing around because he's not here to hear it.
also, Ninja, I sent you a DM.
Yeah.
Let me know when you get a chance to read it. No rush.
Yeah, it's pretty long. Whole thing about influence rolls.
Yeah, I was talking about the roles for while I was in Nibene.
Yeah, all right. You mean during the downtime? We're past that.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I just want to know how it affected my character.
Okay, I'll look into it sometime.
No rush. I have
All
an
right.
idea.
So now at this point we need to grab all of your figurines. Everybody who's basically like going on the away mission has to get off the ship now.
Okay.
I don't know about. My character probably this.
Hey,
What
Joe.
is-
Yep.
Where's Ringsite?
I'm moving your figurine. Are you bringing Ulrich into the dungeon?
No, she stays with the ship from
She
now on.
stays with the ship. Okay, she goes down into the cargo hold then.
Do we have the new Ringsite?
Yeah, it's in the screen bag.
She's part of the boarding party.
Grack should be on the ship.
Where's it
She's
at?
there to defend the ship
Uh,
in case we have problems.
Here it is. Got it? Okay.
I don't know why, but the character he created is like it doesn't want to stay like on the ground stable for some reason.
I have ring sight. Here's
No,
ring
there's
sight.
a he made a new upgrade. It's kind of cool.
I don't know why it's on my area.
I don't know. You can take a look at it if you want. It's over here now.
Oh, here's the manga now.
Found it. It must have bounced away during the kerfuffle with the ship being invisible for me only. Alright, let's see. Get this airship tokens bag off here.
Force Maximus 3. Oh yeah, I made a new character. I forgot I did.
And everybody else here stays on the ship. Alright,
Huh.
we're good to change maps, right?
I think so.
Bueno.
I did make a new character. Ha, that's fucking great. Oh man. Give me a second. I'll send you my character, a new one. After I change his weapon out.
It's a Giustenal.
Oh, blood weapon.
Alright, you've arrived. This is the place.
We definitely ate a hero's feast, right?
Look at the cool airship flying in. Whoosh.
Cool.
Like the Eggman.
Is there a way to make it float higher?
So, if you go to the top right and you change your lift height to a higher spot, and then you pick it up, and then press R. R will lift it even higher, and then while holding R and left click down at the same time, you use your thumb to hit L, and it'll lock it in place.
Okay. It's kind of neat. So actually, it looks like we have a freaking airship.
Yes. You do have a frickin' airship.
And if no one else have an airship, this is perfect for carpet bombing. See?
Okay, so from way up here, Niskit is high up in the crow's nest, and Niskit is going to roll a perception check. And he rolls an 18, and his modifier on a perception check is actually quite good. Let's see here, Niskit's got +6. So he's got a 24, and looking out, he's going to say, tar pits. We need to avoid landing in the tar pits. And there's a building down there with some people. And it looks like off in the desert, over to the north, there's some people in the desert. I think I can tell they're elves. And I can see some movement in the silt in the distance, probably silt spawn or silt horrors, and I can see movement on the walls. It looks like there are very large razor wings roosting in the walls of Giustenal. And way off in the distance, barely visible in the silt, I spot a very tall tower. And of course the ruins. We can all see the ruins with their 40-foot tall wall and the town inside, the destroyed city. Visible from the air here, everybody can make out the enormous crack that split the building. That must have been some powerful Sorcerer King magic to rend the earth with this much power.
Are we going into that crack or the big building itself?
I think we're going inside the walls. Maybe even in the entire the blasted spire tower, whatever it is.
Okay. Well, Pask the dwarf says that his silt skimmer was west of the city, which means we're gonna need to go out into the desert on the western side to find the silt skimmer. But that's not my biggest concern. My biggest concern is the caller in darkness that dwells in the city. It's a terrible evil, and it needs to be dealt with. I implore you, you need to go in there and fight this awful evil.
And who are those elves? Are they enemies?
Nobody knows?
Raiders?
Do you want to go talk to him?
Should we? It might be the prudent thing to go and talk to them. We could fly down there on the flying carpet.
Is the caller in the dungeon, is it a creature or is it like a magic source kind of thing? Kind of like the Zwoon.
Okay, so the account of the caller in darkness is that when approaching Giustenal, people are driven mad. A psionic thing gets into their mind, makes them kill each other, makes them kill themselves.
Nope.
Is it a voice that enters your mind?
It is the caller. It calls out to your mind from a distance. If you're psionic, you really have to watch out.
We're all psionic.
Is there any way of protecting?
Yeah, there's various magical and psionic means of protecting your mind.
Are these charms?
What? The protection methods?
Yeah.
There's like an amulet.
I mean,
An
No, I meant,
amulet
like,
that
are
makes your
they-
mind immune.
I mean, like I had the thing of the wrap of mind shielding before, and I had some other stuff. But do those count as charms?
Oh,
Like-
for resisting based. Okay, it is not. It does not count as a charm. No.
Oh,
It doesn't count exactly as a charm, and it doesn't count exactly as a fear. It's actually insanity based. So it bypasses a lot of immunities that you might have.
oh man.
But it has similar effects to a charm, similar effects to fear-based effects.
How does it contacts you though?
Telepathically over a great distance, miles.
So it's a voice.
So wait, I'm not immune to it, but I like get advantage on it.
I did a roll.
Is it a voice ninja? Is it like a voice talking to you?
Hang on a second here. I have a thing set up, right? When we get on the scene here, everybody automatically has to make a wisdom save against it, if they can be affected.
But we do have advantage to wisdom checks.
Wisdom saves.
Wisdom saves,
From the feast?
Yeah. And then if it's a voice, I'm immune to that because of the sword, if I remember.
Okay. So I've done the auto roll, and it says here, Grimorn, you rolled a 25. You're not affected.
Okay, nice.
Okay, Soul, you had a 16. You would be affected. Roll a save. Your advantage kicks in. You have a chance to resist it.
What's the type of save? Wisdom save?
It's a wisdom save. You begin to experience an overpowering urge to eat.
Oh, shit. Wisdom, you say? Hold on.
With
Whoa.
advantage.
Are you sure it's wisdom?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Oh, well, Yep, hopefully this doesn't turn into cannibalism. I don't see myself passing this. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20.
There you go.
Lucky day. You beat it. Okay, Taro, you are unaffected, if you're listening. Morg. Oh, you failed it by a lot. Roll the save.
What? I rolled 23.
Okay. So I have
Wisdom
an
save.
I have an auto roller, and I already rolled everybody on the ship. Like, I have a whole list, and it automatically rolled them with all their modifiers. So just to speed through it and get results, all the automation is like baked in. So if you fail, then you get your roll. You said you had a 23.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Failing on if your fail says we have to roll. Okay.
and you're only getting another roll because you have advantage. So
Wait.
you begin to
Does that mean we're
experience.
supposed to roll that roll?
Huh? You
Does-
weren't
does
you
that
weren't
mean
even
we're-
supposed to roll. Nobody was supposed to roll.
Oh.
I'm rolling for you. I already set it up.
Oh, okay. Talking about the auto
He's just
roll.
telling us the result.
But if you fail, and you did, then you have to roll. So if you rolled there, you had a 23.
Oh, that was because I rolled with advantage. The first roll is a 1.
Okay, then you double fail, a 4 and a 1. So you experience vivid hallucinations, and you have disadvantage on ability checks. So
Okay.
you arrive on the scene here, and some of the crew, they're like talking about you behind your back, and you feel like you overhear some of what they're saying, and it doesn't sound good. It sounds like maybe they're thinking about like defiling and like burning plants and stuff. Like, this is making you a little paranoid.
I'm sorry, what just happened?
I'm getting paranoid that people on the ship are trying to defile and kill nature and stuff like that.
Ringside, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you capable of changing their temperament a little bit by calming them down?
That depends. Is this like psychosis?
How many people does your meal
Not sure.
feed?
12.
12? Okay, so who benefits from it? How many people of the crew benefit from the extra uses?
Well, how many of us? 1, 2. So 6 other people.
You're gonna have to pick and choose who gets a seat at the captain's table and gains the benefit of advantage here.
I guess all of the other ones that makes rolls, to pilot the ship, and then the rest we can deal with it.
So your navigator.
Yeah.
Um.
The food, medical, the cleric, that controls the flame. But he would have a high wisdom. I don't know.
What's the cleric's modifier?
Well, I don't know. I haven't created him, so I don't know how much wisdom you want to give him.
Is it 5? Is he gonna be maxed out? Min-maxed?
Yeah.
You only take the best of the best?
Yeah.
Okay. He passes. Barely.
Ninja, what's the DC? Is it 20?
19.
Okay. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it was
So my
really high.
bonus is 13. I was like, I thought 13 plus 4, that's only 17, so I stuck it. Because one of my items gives me a +3 on wisdom saving throws against compulsion or mind affecting spells or psionic abilities, and then I can use my ring of two. Alright, it's actually +14, but that's still one short. So
I'm gonna say Ulrich is one of the people. Let's see, who else? Pick some people. I need two people. Do you want to invite old Raka? Do you want to invite Niskit? Somebody invite somebody to the captain's table.
Grak, he is my friend.
You bring Grak. All right, one more.
Who else do we have?
Niskit's important. He's our spotter.
All right, Niskit it is. Okay.
There you go.
What's this? Sorry, I kept like having to deal. Too many things are happening at the end of this bloody day. What is this?
We were
meeting
inviting
for?
people.
So
It is to eat the hero's feast.
yeah, who got invited to the captain's table to benefit from the hero's feast, which protects them from the wisdom saving throw when they get to Giustenal? The mental influence of the psionic demon that rules this ruin here is driving people mad. Like,
Oh right, that.
they're starting to hallucinate and get weird.
In case it matters, they get 9 max hit or temporary hit points.
Cool.
You can just apply that to all of them.
Oh, this is fun. I'm not sure if that's going to come up. I'm not even going to read that one out. It'll be funny if it applies at some point. So old Dote and the bosun, Portinx, seem to be in a bit of a daze. Many people were unaffected. Raka, he starts like eating strange things.
There's so many bloody names. Okay.
Franny
who's-
One Hand is full on stunned. She can't do anything. She's like in shock. Oh fuck. Tay attacks.
Who is Tay?
Tay is your martial artist, the mute. She was a scion and she was affected most powerfully.
Another Scion incident?
So Tay lashes out and she attacks Franny One Hand with an attack roll. She goes full out. She makes a flurry of blows. So she has a critical hit on her first hit, and then she does 2 more attacks. She gets
Wait.
another crit, and then she
This
gets a hit.
escalated so fast. Wait.
He's mad. Someone stop her.
Wait. Oh my god.
Did she just kill?
Can Taurus like grab her and pin her down?
She does
something?
29 damage to Franny in one turn.
All I imagine is
Are they dead?
Yeah, she's dead.
She had 17 hit points.
Like,
I'm gonna
can
have
we
to.
still heal her? Or...
Okay, so Tay is immediately driven insane by the effect of the Caller in Darkness. She was a Scion who communicated mainly using her telepathy, and so the Caller in Darkness was able to infiltrate her mind and totally take her over. She goes berserk. So what are you guys gonna do?
Someone have hold person.
We like grappling her won't matter because she's a psionic.
You can have some psychic lance.
Okay, you blast her down with a Psychic Lance. She's got like 20 hit points, so I assume she drops.
It's just okay. Well, I should just neutralize your brain. All right, is the other person still alive enough to make it not dead?
Okay, so she hit the deck. She is terribly wounded by the strike she took. Like, those are 2 critical hits in a row. Like, she was hit with the fucking kung fu death touch to the heart. And she is down, and she is making those death saves.
How much health does she has?
She already got hit with the 3rd hit, which like took 2 of her death saves off. So she's got 2 fails against her. So she needs like immediate help, or she will die.
Yeah, I'll cast the healing.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna use a bonus action healing word.
Word to you.
Okay. I draw out my holy frickin' sword. Everyone who suddenly developed psychosis, stand at the wall, please.
Wait, what is psychosis? Where you go crazy?
Yes.
Nobody else did
Okay,
anything crazy. That was it. So, a couple people
line
are
up
in
at
a
the wall.
daze. One person is eating weird stuff, and one person went berserk.
Who's eating stuff?
Me.
What are you eating?
Del Taco.
The bosun.
Wait, he's eating what? Bosun?
Thousand.
What's bosun?
The boss, the deck boss. Oh wait, my effects changed on me. Damn it, they were randomized. I should have written those down. Okay. Let me change these. Eating strange things. And
All right, so
Morg, what was
whoever-
yours?
Ninja.
Morg, what was your effect?
I was paranoid that people were defiling and burning forests and stuff.
That's right, paranoia. Okay,
That's,
and
Whoever is gonna be like taking damage, Ninja, will be ill for 21. Okay.
Old Dote was stunned. Rocco was stunned. Franny was
Where's the regular
stunned.
We're in the sky.
Tay was berserk. Okay, now the effects are locked in. Whew. Okay, so that doesn't immediately, aside from the going berserk thing, that doesn't immediately have any like major effects. Like a lot of the minor ones, you wouldn't even notice. Like maybe one of them's like twirling their hair, and then like the stress gets to them, and they pull some of it out, and then they just start like eating some of their own hair. Or maybe they like just find some like chewing gum stuck to a wooden board, and they pull it off and start chewing on it. Weird stuff. Just like a little bit deranged.
Ringside, you got anything to stop this?
What does your sword do?
I'm sorry.
So-
Who went range just now?
A lot of people.
The bosun,
Why?
the deck boss, she's eating her hair.
Ninja.
Okay, she's just eating her hair. Alright, no one else. You concern me.
Several people are stunned, though. They're unresponsive. Old Dote, Old Man Raka, and Franny One Hand after... Well, I guess she's recovered after she was, like, hit with multiple killing blows, and she's, like, at 1 hit point.
I healed her though for 21.
Yeah, so she's good now. Like, full out.
Taro, can you like calm them down? Don't you have like control
I'm
temper or
gonna
whatever?
try to remove the hair from mouth.
Oh, yeah. You try to get her to stop. All right. She will do it nervously. So she when she realizes she's doing it, she will stop for a while, but then she'll start doing it without thinking.
Okay, I will bind up her hair.
Anyway,
Undertale?
that's not happening right now. So here you are, and you have some options. So now that you've got the crew under control, what do? Did you tie Tay up? Is she bound and thrown in the brig or something?
I suppose so. She seems like she'd be very helpful in the situation, so I'm gonna try something.
Yep. And we cover her eyes so she cannot see.
Yeah. Torture. Sure, got it.
Yeah. No. It's not to torture her, but it's to stop her from being able to use her psionics on us.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so she is bound and her eyes are covered, and she can't talk, so she's just sort of in the corner quietly. She'll struggle occasionally.
I'm gonna use a 4th level intellect fortress on her and myself. So, question: why did you attack us?
Intellect Fortress 5e. Let's see what this spell gives you. Are you using telepathy to communicate with her mind?
Yes.
And you asked why she attacked. She'll tell you it's because you were all plotting to kill her.
That is untrue.
She can
Otherwise,
tell.
I would
She
be
can
dead.
tell. She could hear it in your minds. You were sending her telepathic messages. All of you saying you were going to murder her.
Why have we not done that yet?
She's a good fighter, though. She'll strike first. You're not going to get the best of her.
But
She
we
doesn't
already-
understand how you tricked her into this only to attack her at the last moment.
But we already have you tied up. If we wanted you dead, you would be. So we evidently don't.
So she has resistance to psychic damage and advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. Unfortunately, this is an effect that you don't get an additional save for. While you're in the region, it's just locked in.
Okay. Let me think.
Wait, we healed the monk too after you psychic lanced her? I thought we only healed the other person that got beaten up.
Okay. Idea time. Put her on the flying carpet, move her out of range of the effect, and I can still communicate with her in a mile.
You're gonna be flying around for a while because this range extends for miles from here. It's got a 5-mile range. You'll find out after you fly for a good long while.
Then I can't maintain the freaking telepathic contact.
Well, you said you were gonna put her on the carpet, and were you going with her? I mean, how is the carpet being flown? It needs a pilot.
Where do we get? How far do we have to take her?
A 5-mile radius around the Giustenal ruins.
It's not really.
How
worth
much
it
does
to
she weigh?
restart my brain.
How big is she?
You
Like,
gonna put her
I'm
on
pretty
the
sure-
catapult launcher?
No, I was gonna supervise this, and I was just gonna fly. Me and Ringsight and her can fly out and come back.
So, doing some experimentation, you
5
find
miles
that outside of 5 miles, she is no longer under the influence.
Okay, what happens if she's back in the influence?
A new save.
What is intellect fortress? How long did it take to get out there?
So wait a second. Does that mean that I have to make a new save too now? If we go back in?
You're unaffected.
Cool.
You never had to make a save in the first place.
Awesome.
Or I guess you would assume that you passed it, but it just seems like people are freaking out and you don't know why.
Yeah, I probably attribute it to my cape.
You're
No.
what?
Protects me.
So, really, on a technical level, it just doesn't affect certain races. And Terraxes and half giants are just not affected.
Or racist? Psionic effect.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Why do you sound like you're surprised by the notion of that? This is work done. The reason this world exists at all is because of superpowered racists.
Mega genocide.
Yeah,
Kill
but
all the
there's not like
centaurs
a
and the Wemmixes
sorcerer
and the
king in here, is
hobgoblins.
there?
I guess. Anyways. Alright. So I guess we gotta stop this from happening somehow. And I'm pretty sure it's being cast by someone. Or it's an item. And that might need to be destroyed to stop.
Another Cyanatrix? Oh no.
I don't know. Or maybe a powerful defiler, or maybe it's an item.
Hey, Taro. Tay indicates that she needs to get out of here. She needs to get into the city to get away from you before you can kill her.
Oh my god.
Put her out and in again.
Wait, did we just do that with?
Okay.
I thought we just took her with us.
Well, I
Okay,
mean, before you got her out of the effect, she was saying that. Like, so one of the effects of the influence when she goes berserk is that she wants to go into the city.
Why do I
Oh,
feel
into
like...
Giustenal.
Yes.
Sarah, are you doing the equivalent of turning her off and on again? Put her in and out again.
Yes. Very blatantly, yes.
Like, give her a different effect. Make her fail something else.
Okay, so do you fly her back in and see what happens?
No.
She does have advantage on the
I'm
save.
holding her this time.
She's got an intellect fortress, so she'll probably pass this time.
I'm holding her this time.
Okay, you
Yes.
hang on to her, you fly back in.
I'm restraining her as I fly back in.
Yeah, she rolls a natural 18 and a 16.
Nice.
Put your left brain in, you put your left brain out.
Okay, so this time she's come to her senses and she's not going to fight. You're able to return to the ship with her.
Nice.
Just apologize to the person you stabbed.
Yeah. She will tell Franny she doesn't know why she did it. Suddenly, she felt like she was under attack.
Everybody seems to have been affected by a strange force. And it's probably coming from the city.
Everybody gets sort of like a sense of ominous dread, even if you make the save. It's just the region has a widespread psionic effect that everybody just feels.
An incredible evil.
Yes, malevolence, a dark power, the caller in darkness.
Swear to God, everyone on this ship's an arsonist. Especially Gamard.
Okay.
Okay, well, I have presented the map here, so you have many options. I tried to point them out. I will quickly go over them once again. Would you like to take the party down to one of these locations? Do you want to go meet the people in the desert? Do you want to go meet the people at the stone building? Do you want to go to the walls of Giustenal?
I want to just figure out
Can I get rights?
stupid thing.
I think, if we go to the desert, it is mostly for the silk skimmer.
Chris?
And we don't have to do that right now.
I mean, we could talk to the people over there and try to find the silt skimmer too, and then maybe ask them if they're affected by the place.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Like
let's go
smell,
to.
and
Let's,
if they know anything about it.
So-
let's start with them, and then we'll go to the slave and try to understand what's going on there.
Also, if
Here's-
you don't want to
promote me.
interact with anybody here, there's an interesting tower off in the distance. So there's a little side view in the corner here, which is pretty cool. You can see the tar pits, you can see the ruins of the city, you can see where the silt begins, and then you can see this tower in the distance.
I think we should try the tower first before we go in the city.
I
Is the
don't think we
tower
should fight
under the
anything
silt
by
partially?
tower.
Yeah, partially under the silt.
I'd like to see the tower first. I don't know about you guys. Not right now, but we can talk to the other ones, but we can go there before at least the city.
You're
Chris.
piloting the helm, we fly.
Chris, can you promote me?
What?
Can you promote me?
Oh, you joined? Yeah. There you go.
Boom.
Okay, we go to the helps first, and then we'll take a look at the slave laborers and try to figure out what that's all
There he
about.
is.
Okay.
Boom.
Cool.
We got a new guy. His name is Taurus Maximus.
Okay, as you go to disembark, a bunch of people join you. So Jessix the Wanderer and Pesk the Dwarf and Jessix's loyal friends. They all join the away party, and when you hit the ground, they're with you. Now, Jessix and his people, they're going to spread out, and they're going to investigate the ground. And Jessix is going to tell you, you have to be careful around here. These tar pits, they're very dangerous. You sometimes get a dangerous situation where the silt blows in and it will cover the tar and makes it look like regular sandy desert. And if you happen to step on it, you'll just sink right into the boiling tar and get badly burned and covered in tar. And you definitely don't want that, so watch out for that. And we're going to test for it. So they're checking the ground as you move ahead, and all of them are wearing special masks that protect them. It's like a sandstorm mask. It's protecting against the smells, the gases coming out of the tar pit here, which is really foul. Like, this whole area stinks. Like, your nose is under assault. Your eyes are stinging. If you're not wearing a hazard mask, it's bad.
I'm covered with the thing I got.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
summon the air elemental because it can't smell.
Sure.
I can breathe. I can breathe through pretty much anything. Huh?
Does
Help
anyone
maintain-
have a bag of feathers?
Tell it to maintain some nicer oxygen for us to breathe.
Oh yeah, the air elemental.
Like, turn itself into a bubble of breathable air and kind of waft around the party. It won't last very long, but something.
Oh no! Sadly, one of Jessix's loyal friends died in the tar.
Ooh,
Was he one of the arsonists?
Nope.
Is it a poison?
It does tar damage.
Oh, so it's like, can I heal?
He
person?
he died in the tar. Is somebody gonna go in and grab him?
the air
I have
elemental.
fire resistance.
It'll half the damage.
You can fly.
I was just gonna have the elemental do it in case some horrible demon is sitting in there.
I got enough health. I should be able to do it. I'll grab him out of the tar.
Who's
If
gonna
I
fly out low and
rage,
hover above him and grab him?
I
would
like to rage. Okay.
no, I'm saying I don't need to rage. It's only gonna have melee damage, not.
I
So
thought you were trying to do like a strength.
when you go into the tar, it does 14 damage to you. It is tar damage. If you have fire immunity or resistance, you can resist about half of the tar damage, but the other half of the tar damage is earth damage.
Okay,
Alright.
hold on. 2d. Roll my temporary health. It's 2d10, right? It's our
Yes.
temp. Awesome, 9.
So you soak 9 of the damage, and you are fire resistant, right? So
No, I'm saying, well, we 9 is what I have, right? So
He's immune to fire. He's immune to fire.
okay. So you've reduced
I'm
it
not.
to
Am I immune?
Yeah, you're immune.
you've reduced it to 7 damage then, and then your 9 soaks it, leaving you with like 2 temp HP.
Okay. Bring him out. Throw him down.
Okay, so he's out. He's covered in tar. He needs healing.
I
Oh,
will
he's
heal.
alive? He's...
You have to clean him first.
Okay,
So-
we need a medic. Is there a medic who doesn't use magic here?
We
I
need to get
can
the
do-
tar off of him.
I
Does
can
anyone
do
have
both.
prestidigitation?
We also have the other cleric that can help.
Does anyone have prestidigitation?
Do you want to rush him back to the ship?
Yeah. And can they eat a good berry while they're unconscious? Like, can I just squish it in their mouth?
I guess
if you
so.
give it to him, well, I mean, he's dead. Like he's already felt his death waves.
Why is the tar that's just on the outside of his body, is it still doing damage?
It's scalding. It's like scalding hot.
Well, when you take damage, it does 2 failed death saves, so he's still got 1 more.
Okay. Well then,
He's
shoot him a
getting
good-
healed.
So if you pulled him out right away and you healed him, he's not gonna die.
I'll heal him.
Alright.
Medicine.
But the hot tar will do damage every turn, so you'll have to clean the tar off or heal him every turn, otherwise he will die again.
Yeah, prestidigitation. Does that work?
It does. It does. So you remove the tar and a layer of his skin.
Ugh.
But it's better than lying.
Well, the tar removed a layer of the skin.
Tar burned.
Went off with it.
Okay, tar burned but alive. You've saved 2 NPCs today. Man, I rolled 5 checks there, and they failed every last one of them. Jessic shakes his head and says, "My friend, you should stay on the ship. You're too badly wounded. We'll press on without you."
Does he look sad by the situation?
Okay, this time Jessic gets an 18, and he manages to bypass the tar successfully.
So really quick,
yeah?
Is there like a professional healer among ours?
Grimorn and his fire cleric that heats up the balloon.
There's a a different fire cleric.
He brought one of his fire clerics
his
from the
followers.
temple just to heat the balloon, the air balloon, and then there's also a dwarven earth cleric.
I mean, like mundane healing, like a doctor.
No, not mundane healing, but Ross the dwarf, he does have the cure spell.
Are you thinking about
Yeah.
getting Chopper to be on the plane? We need a pirate doctor.
I mean, you could add one to the crew if you want.
Pirate doctor Yar.
Might be a thing to have. Like, it could be handy under situations like this. Okay, so after navigating the tar, Jessix and his friends show you a path where you don't get sucked into one of these awful, they call them black washes, where the silt covers up the tar, washing away its obvious deadly nature under a concealing layer of sand. But anyway, you bypass it, and you manage to get to the elves. Alright. So, you encounter a group of elves led by this elven woman, Brigitte. She hails you, and while she's wary, she's welcoming to interact with people out here in this strange land. They don't seem to be killing each other, so that's a good sign, although her bodyguards are wary. She indicates that she is Brigitte of the Sky Singer Elves. These are her bodyguards, and her friend here is Fencefer. He's a Twilight Catcher. It's a subgroup of the Sky Singers.
Do any of them know how to read? Right?
Do I know? They
Is
ask.
there any reading or writing?
They shake their head no. They're
You guys
curious.
knew-
They're curious who you are and what you're doing here.
Seekers
We're
of
scaly
knowledge.
bastards.
Really quick.
We-
And what the hell is that up in the sky that you came from?
That's our flying ship.
The scaly bastard.
Yeah, they all kind of gawk at your ship. We've never seen anything like it.
It's the first of its kind.
I tell them, have you seen a silt skimmer before?
It's not entirely true.
They have seen a silt skimmer not too long ago.
Well, instead of silt, we thought we should just be able to fly.
Oh.
You're
like a
really
cloud.
underselling this.
You
Where-
wouldn't by any chance be treasure hunters, would you?
Well, kind of, but we're also problem removers, and
We're
I actually come to ask you about something.
Yeah.
Well, we have. You know,
Can I insight checker for that?
Sure.
Cool. I want to insight checker because no one else did. What's my insight check? Fuck. -2.
Are you... A 2. Are you looking for treasures? Why are you here?
Fensifer,
Whoa.
he will step forward and he will say, "We
I got
Twilight
a 9.
Catchers." Yeah, you can't really read her facial expression. She's a cunning elf and she keeps things close to the chest. Doesn't really reveal much. Fensifer, however, steps forward and says, "We Twilight Catcher elves, we have a reputation as finders of treasure. We like to explore ruins, and when we come across them in the desert, we see if we can find any interesting treasures there. We were just wondering if you were also here in search of the treasures of Giustenal."
We're actually more interested in the knowledge. The treasure's fun too.
Really?
I'm kind of curious about you being in. You're not being affected by the aura from the city?
Ah, this accursed place. We lost several of our tribe when we came here.
Yeah, we had to
Why
work.
are you still here?
We had to work very hard to keep our people alive.
She tilts her head to the side and says, "What do you mean? We're here for the treasure. I thought that was clear."
No,
And-
but like, it instantly killed some of you.
No, it didn't instantly kill some of us. Well, there was T-Welf, and T-Welf went a little crazy and decided to attack Fensifer, and Fensifer shot her in the head, and she died. What can you do? I mean, when you're gonna attack your friends, it's a betrayal. She had to be dealt with. The other one ran off when we made camp. Couldn't do anything about that, so we lost a couple people on the way here. It is what it is. We're going to get our riches and get out of here, though.
Any rumors about this place that you might know about?
Ah, rumors. Well, we've heard some things. We've been here a few times. Fensifer's actually been inside the walls, and he's gotten some treasure. Fensifer will tell you that the walls are treacherous, and if you try to scale them, they will kill you. They may look like you can climb them, but the walls will collapse in your hands.
How deep are the walls and what are they made out of?
They're 40 foot high, 20 foot deep. They're made of ancient stone, but the whole city's been rocked by earthquakes, and they
Hey,
are.
that's perfect. Ninja, can I cast past the wall?
Oh yeah, you could. You're not at the wall right now, but off in the distance you can see it.
I'm just saying, it'd be really cool to just, to skip it.
Bypass it for sure.
So,
Any creatures inside?
They'll tell you to watch out for the razor wings. They get pretty big around here. The alpha hunting packs of razor wings can get pretty dangerous if they think that you're a prey animal.
I want to clarify something.
They mostly hunt in the skies, though. You might not want to bring your airship too close to the city.
I'm Taurus, Great Hunter. Great
What
Hunter.
What part of the city did you explore? Did you explore that we saw flying through the sky? There was a big split in one of the buildings in the center. Did you go over there, or was it just like other parts within the wall?
Fensifer, he's going to tell you that he entered through the gate at the far side over here, and from here he investigated the buildings to the right from inside the gate, which is these ones right here. He recovered some treasures from these buildings, and then he left.
So, why... I just want to clarify something. They know that the effect of the magic thing is that it brainwashes people, right?
Weak-willed people, they go crazy, they die. It's not our concern.
Well, alright then.
I mean, they knew the risks. They wanted the treasure as bad as we did.
Wait, what do you even want to do with this thing? It drives people insane. The first person to try to sell it to would turn into a walking time bomb of madness.
What are you talking about? We're just here for treasures. This old abandoned city is just chock full of old things, old riches, old knowledge. The people who lived here and died here, they left behind all of their belongings. And people are so
Ringside, I
scared
don't-
by the effect, the color in darkness they call it. They're so scared of it that they stay clear, and all that treasure is just waiting to be grabbed by some entrepreneurs like myself.
I see.
Ringside, I think you're mistaken. The items themselves are not cursed. I think there's something else that's causing the effect to make people go crazy.
I wonder if it has something to do with that lion god.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Ah, you've heard of the lion god. Yeah, you see statues all over the place of these lions. I've not been able to find much information about it.
We actually know the name of that god.
Yeah. Do you tell her? It starts with a T. It's like
Yeah, I'll
Titty
tell her.
Max or something. That's not it, but it's
That
like
is
that.
a wonderful name.
Titty Max, I'll tell her that Titty Max, the god of lions.
Okay, you had asked her about the rumors about the local area. She knows some other things. She knows that there's a silt skimmer around these parts somewhere.
Oh yeah, we're looking for that.
Oh, well, she's also looking for it. So she says, "Fuck off, fuck off, it's ours."
We actually own it, so you can fight for it if you want.
Right, the dwarf that's with you, Pask, he says, "The hell it is! That's my ship!" And she's like, "What do you mean it's your ship? It's salvage. If you're not on it, it's not yours." And he says, "But I was the crew of the ship, and I'm the last member of the crew, therefore it's my ship." And she says, "Nope, it's salvage. If you don't have it in your possession, then possession is 9/10 of the law, and if we get to it first, then we lay salvage claim." So the fight goes back and forth. The dwarf, he argues with her over the finances, but he also seems more interested in going into the city and fighting whatever the caller in darkness is. The ship is almost secondary.
That's okay. We'll see when we get to this.
The other rumor, she's heard that there's a silt cleric in these parts,
Oh yeah.
but he's hard to find. He swims around in the silt. And she also points over towards the stone building in the tar pit area, and she says, "And there's some dwarves that do business over there, but we don't interact with the dwarves much. They're a couple of greedy slavers, and the whole place stinks, so we try to avoid the tar pit."
Okay.
So that's the rumors of the region.
And what of those treasures? What have we? What has been discovered out of this city?
Ah, gems, jewels, old coins with strange figures that you wouldn't recognize on them. Old kings from lost empires. Gold
What
and
if,
silver. Even metal. There's ancient metal here from anything that was made of metal. It's rusty, but you can recover a lot of it.
What of this giant tower over there?
Oh, the tower? Now, we haven't been able to get out to it. It's out in the silt.
And these slavers over there, do you know who they are?
A couple of dwarves, they bottle and sell the tar.
Oh. Oh, that's grueling work.
Terrible work. They keep a couple dozen slaves to do most of the labor for them.
Is this where we're at right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have
Would the tar be useful for plugging holes on a ship?
Do we have the herd cleric with us right now?
No. You have Jessix, 4 of his friends, and past the dwarf.
Am I here by myself?
Nah, the whole party's here. Along with a bunch of NPCs.
Yeah, we've been chatting for all this time.
So
that
the whole
one?
party, Jessix friends, and Pask, the dwarf. Yeah.
Look at that.
Probably not the Balakan unit.
Do we need tar from the slaves? I don't really see a reason to talk to them other than how the hell they haven't gone insane yet.
Well, it seems like people with strong wills and desire to get through the the hard times. They can operate in the region. The elves do it, the dwarves do it, the slaves do it, but not by choice. Well, you guys aren't very talkative, so the elven party, they say, we're going to get to that silt skimmer before you do. And they're going to jog off into the distance.
Well, okay, can we...
Well, we'll take all the treasure then, bye.
We're going to take all the treasures.
How about we just follow them, actually?
What about we just jump on the ship and find it by flying over the silt?
Pesca's going to stop you, and he's going to say, they're going the wrong way. Don't say anything. Let's stay here.
Alright, so let's go to the slavers and see what's going on.
Alright. And the party relocates. Jessex and his people, they scout. They check for the dangerous blackwash. 15.
Hold on, I want
Let's pass.
to help them.
Sure. Yeah, roll a survival.
Okay.
I can do a survival with them.
It is a DC 18 survival check. Otherwise, you fall into the tar.
Alright.
If you pass the check, you find a path through the tar.
Aren't we all flying though?
If you fly, you don't have to make a check. But a lot of the people
20.
here are not flying.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily tell where the blackwash is and where the actual trail is.
I'm gonna be on the flying carpet.
That is a safe option.
Yeah.
So I'll
Sticking to
assist
them.
them. I'll assist them with finding the route since I can fly. I'll
Okay.
just kind of. I'll go ahead of them and I'll just be light-footed, half flying, half not, and then just kind of probe with my spear.
So you find one of these paths that'll cut across here.
I'll probe with my
Ninja, if I
spear and look
use-
for it.
If I use mold earth, or mold earth, can I just like move the silt out of the way and like 5 feet under it and see if there's any tar, and just keep moving silt out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay, I help find a path doing that.
Yeah, and anywhere where you disturb the ground, like even if you had the classic 10-foot pole, that would do the trick in finding tar pits.
Well, that's what I'm using. I have the giant spear, the
Yep.
Silt Strider spear.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, any reach weapon is probably good, but it will be covered in tar and made very flammable.
Well, it's a magic one. It's the giant-sized Silt Strider crafted by the Athasian giants. It's made of volcanic rock.
Yep.
And reinforced with obsidian. So I'm pretty sure it's not flammable.
So anything that's been doused in the tar, you can light it with any fire, and it will burn for several turns and add a d6 fire damage.
Cool. I'll just leave the tar on the tip of the spear.
Alright, you arrive at a stone building.
We should coat those elves in tar and light them on fire.
This building is very square and very squat. You'll have to duck to get in through the door. Taurus might not even be able to fit. The building
Find my way outside.
the building has no windows. These dwarves do not care about light.
Are they dark dwarves?
No, but they can see very well just by a few little candles that they have on their desk inside. So when you get here, you can see outside there are a number of men with shackles, and they are moving barrels of tar. And there's a dwarf shouting at them, and he's saying, "You there, move that barrel here! You there, fill that barrel there!" And when he sees you approach, he's going to move across the path, and he's going to say, "Oh, you look wealthy. Are you buyers? Are you here to acquire some of my tar?"
What uses would we have for tar?
Ah, there are numerous uses for tar. You can seal a variety of products against water, against silt. If you need to make a good solid container or a canvas for a ship, the tar that I provide is good for the job.
Like a watertight barrier.
Some?
A watertight
Can we get some
barrier.
for the airship?
A silt-tight barrier, in this case.
Yeah. A barrel of tar. It'll last you quite a while on your... What would you call that thing up there in the sky? It's no silt strider, that's for sure.
We call it a boat.
No silt skimmer. Well, your sky boat, it's quite impressive.
It's a sky skimmer.
We'll sell it to you.
And who are these employees of yours?
You just say you were gonna sell the skyboat? What?
I went to the markets in Rom and I bought these workers. They've been capable. They complain a bit about the stench, but
Should we free them? I say telepathically to the crew.
Where do they come from?
Oh, I got them in Rom. The slave markets in Rom.
Ask him, have you ever thought about just having them hired?
Hired? Who would do this job? This place is fucking awful.
I mean, you're here as not a slave.
Because he's making super profit.
This
His
is
profit
true.
margins are crazy.
You understand my business acumen. I'm here to make money. This is all about profit.
Is it?
I have enough intelligence. I'll tell him. What are your profit margins like around with this business?
As the only supplier of tar, we make a decent amount. We're able to upcharge a fair amount for our labor. And I'll have you know that my work crew here is well kept. We have a solid building that keeps the stench out fairly well. They're all well fed and watered. I don't let my crew die on me.
Do they all just sleep in there when
Yes.
they're not working?
This is correct.
Well, it's kind of cramped for all those workers.
It's actually more than you think. There's like 20 of them.
Shit.
But if they're on shifts, it's not that bad though.
Correct.
They hot swap bunks and stuff. That's
Come on inside. Let's talk inside. It's foul out here. He's gonna go inside and sit at the table.
I don't think I'd fit in there, but I'll sit at the door.
All right.
Where are these slaves from?
Rom.
The third time.
When
Hey,
you
go
get
inside,
inside,
get
you're
back
gonna
to the
find
slaves.
that there is a workshop, and this workshop has a bunch of older slaves. These older slaves are craftsmen, and they are working around a table that's covered in various products. There's cloth, which they're applying the tar to seal it. There's various containers that are having the tar applied as a sealant around the edge where the corks go in. They're using the tar for various products, and those products are being mass-produced here in this workshop. Around on the floor, there are sort of like pallet beds where you can see that the slaves are kept in close proximity, sleeping close in against these stone walls and this stinky place. Like, it keeps the stench out a little bit, but you can still smell it powerfully. It comes in whenever the door opens. Just terrible conditions, and all the slaves outside are all covered in tar all over their skin. And the ones inside, they seem like they're old. They've been enslaved for a very long time.
How evil does this guy seem to be?
These dwarves are neutral merchants. They care only about profit. When you get inside, you're going to meet his twin brother. So, Durex and Halthex, the Godam brothers. They even have a catchphrase. We're so godam good at getting tar out of this tar pit. You wouldn't believe it.
How long do you plan on keeping these guys as slaves?
What do you mean?
These are pretty old.
I
Have
suppose.
they not earned their freedom at this point?
Suppose we'd cut them loose if they can't work anymore. No reason to keep a useless slave on the work crew. I'd have to go get a new one.
Why don't you get some new ones to replace these older ones?
Why don't you get me some new ones, rich man?
Good point.
I asked one of the slaves where they want to retire after their no longer working.
Retire.
The slave considers for a moment and he says, I had a wife once. I think she might be back in Rom. She belonged to a merchant lord.
Oh, was she also a slave? That's
Yes.
terrible.
I'm gonna message spell one of them. I don't care which one.
Right.
It's like, how would you feel about escaping?
He says he's tried a couple times, but he's been whipped for it.
And why did you fail?
It's difficult to navigate the tar pits. A couple of people, some of the slaves who tried to escape died.
How would you try to escape now?
They don't know. Are you helping?
Perhaps.
We're not gonna take this guy's slaves. They're his property.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on.
People are not
I didn't
property,
realize I was doing this.
Taurus.
After hearing that, I had to unmute. What the fuck, Joe?
These are
Where'd that come from?
these are his property. What are you talking about?
Before I,
You can't
comment
own
on
another
that,
person.
I'm
In
gonna-
Dark Sun, you can.
Was it?
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Still not the right thing.
Where's Heroes of the Free City? Come on.
Make it the right thing to do.
I'm not
Hang
saying
on a
it's the
second.
right thing to
How
do.
would
I'm
you like
saying
to
that
be
he
shackled?
did.
What if I sold you to this guy?
Taurus no slave.
Yeah, that's what
Exactly.
Exactly. Laws shouldn't override moral ambiguity.
Regardless.
We have been in a situation before.
And we freed ourselves.
We hold on. We freed ourselves, but these guys,
Are all.
well, they're not our problem technically.
Yeah. Well, that's
So unless
fine.
you're gonna buy them from these guys,
We are called the heroes of tier. The
Anyway, I'm ignoring Taurus then. Let's see. So long as he doesn't know I did it, I'm perfectly happy helping you.
just saying, guys. These guys, they set a
Power
price. They
work.
said, you gonna buy him some new slaves or no?
No.
Power.
He's gonna go get more slaves. That's all that's gonna happen.
So we should kill him.
Perhaps you forgot what deity I serve, Mr. Taurus.
Wait. So should we kill him?
Or maybe
No,
they
'cause I
can
don't
go
wanna
scoop the tar of
I
them
don't wanna
fucking
go that
selves.
far. It kind of defeats the purpose. I don't think this guy grew up wanting to be doing this, but I do need to get him away from him, and I'm trying to figure out the most effective way to do that without
Doing
him
it.
He is taking care of them though. He said that they
Do they want
Wait,
to be
they
slaves?
get
Some of
food
them
and all
died
that
in the tar
stuff.
pits. That doesn't seem
'Cause they
well
try to
taken
run
care
away.
of.
They got lost in the tar pits.
All right, question: would you rather keep
Man, this
working
is a
for this
wild
guy-
conversation to be hearing right now.
Would you rather continue working for this guy, or be anywhere else, including the land of the dead?
I'm pretty sure you guys like at this point. You guys want
I
to fuck
only
with this
put
guy?
it up with this with the Sorcerer Kings because they have like magic super eyes that can watch my every move.
These guys. You may not want to mess with them. We don't know much about them.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask these dwarves if they serve a particular sorcerer king or queen.
The dwarves, they will look at each other and they will say, no, we don't serve a sorcerer king. We're, what's the word? We're,
Are
working
you part of a
for
merchant
ourselves. We're not part of a merchant house either.
Freelancers.
Freelancers, although we do sell to House Sham, I think.
So I'm gonna ask the slaves why they don't all just punch this guy in the face.
Because they're old.
They are old. This is true.
Do you guys
So-
want to be here? Are you guys fine with being here? Or do you want to be free?
Telling them, be careful.
Well, the slaves obviously would like to be free. They are under terrible conditions in a tar pit.
See? So we free them. Simple.
Okay, but like, all right. Question:
The only way he's going to give up his slaves and disrupt his profit margins is if he gets new slaves.
Okay.
He just said that he can't get anybody to actually do this job. The only thing he can do is have slaves.
That's why I
He
asked.
can't get you slaves. He said he's too poor for slaves and told you to get him them because he says you're
No,
rich.
he didn't say he was too poor. He said he didn't want to spend the money. It means he's cheap. He don't want to. He doesn't want to renew his stock.
Well, then
Just
we'll
kill
keep
him and
freeing
take
him
up
until
the
he's
business
bankrupt. There you go.
So we just kill him and take the business ourselves.
Okay, so Halthex is going to tell you. He's going to be just like chit-chatting. He doesn't know you're having a conversation in your heads. So he's just chit-chatting about the business, telling you a little bit about it. He says, we're two enterprising dwarves. We wanted to build a profitable business, and we came out here to do it. We're free citizens from Rom, and we first encountered this tar pit on a trip to the House Sham trading village of Cromlin. We realized quickly the potential of the tar business and took building materials and these 20 workers, craftsmen and laborers, to this large pit about 2 miles due south of Cromlin.
Where'd you get them from?
Rom. Raam.
Is House Sham, is that one of the ones that Orin hates?
House Sham.
Is that one of the bad trading houses?
I have to check. House Sham. House Sham is the house of Nibene. An allied town is Cromlin. They're rivals of House Stell. Otherwise, they are neutral.
Okay.
So they sell the House Sham, a neutral merchant house. They'll tell you that they often deal with the Skysinger elves. You might have met some of them in the region. They provide bladders of leather that the Godan brothers fashion into valuable wineskins. We have crew-sized water containers, sand-proofed armor, sails for silt skimmers, and anything else that needs to be sealed against the elements. And then his brother is going to chime in. So Durex will tell you that twice a month they do a caravan to Cromlin. They sell their waterproof, weatherproof wares to House Sham. They make a tidy profit, too. It's all quite worthwhile to the dwarves to be out here in the stinking tar pit.
How immoral is House Sham?
Like I said, they are neutral. They are not one of the evil houses.
Wait, were these slaves like captured against their will, or were they like?
Yeah, how'd they get these guys?
That's
anyway?
kind of the definition of slavery.
All right.
So-
They did not enslave them. They bought them.
Rom has a...
They bought them while they were slaves from some.
Now, here's the situation. The dwarves will explain it. If anybody asks where they got the slaves, which I think you did earlier, they'll explain that in Rom, if you don't know, in Rom, there's a civil war between merchant lords. And the civil war has different sides fighting each other, and sometimes, like, members of one side will be defeated and put into slavery. So they're the losers in a civil war, and under the law, they are arrested as slaves and forced to work off their debt to society. So these slaves are criminals, and they are serving a term as criminals, enemies of the state, basically, in the Civil War. And we don't really care what side they were from. We're just using them as labor, basically.
All right, I'm gonna ask them more questions. Then I'm trying to decide the most moral decision in this circumstance, and I need more information. What side were they fighting for? I'll telepathically ask them.
Okay, they'll list off the various houses that they worked for. It's a complex civil war, and the politics are very confusing. A number of major and minor houses that are all politicking and infighting and backbiting and backstabbing. It is easily one of the most politically complex and criminally insane towns in the Dark Sun setting.
So what is their overall motive? All right, what was their overall motivation for participating in all of that?
Well, it's merchant lords. It's usually for money. Different...
No, I mean the slaves specifically.
What do you mean?
You said they're slaves for a term.
Yeah, well,
Slaves were part of a merchant house that lost.
Right.
Their merchant house lost. Now they became slaves.
Yeah, but like, what was their house? I'm basically trying to figure out.
It's like the alternative,
Doing-
the alternative to killing them, right? So they became slaves rather than being executed.
Would they be doing the exact same thing? In a
For the
different
other
circumstance?
ones, yes, they would.
Yeah.
If they would have won, they would have been slavers, not slaves.
It seems
Like-
I think we should
It's
stop.
complicated to solve with a sword
Other-
swing.
I think we should stop owning other humans altogether. Don't you guys say?
I do, but like, if we release these guys, it's not the fundamentals have changed. So
That's what I'm
not
saying.
sure what.
I'm just saying. I mean, it fixed the problem. It fixed the
We
problem.
either have to kill these guys, the brothers. We either have to kill the brothers, or buy the slaves from these
Well, if
guys,
we
and then
kill
they're just
the
gonna
brothers,
replace them.
then 2 more freaking chuckleheads will just show up here with their own.
So we kill them
back-
too.
That it's not feasible long term. We needed.
I mean,
greater
we've
solutions.
killed a lot more people in a shorter span of time.
Okay, but like this sounds like we can't just camp here forever.
Well, if we don't need the tar, we should probably just move on to the spire if we're not going to do anything with the slaves or the brothers.
Like, I don't understand why we're getting caught up. We're gonna spend half an hour talking about saving slaves when there's thousands.
No idea.
There's thousands of slaves. Like, I'm still serious. You're worried about 10 slaves, 10 or 20 slaves, and there's thousands of slaves in this universe.
Yeah, but I can't stab my way past the freaking lion.
You
guy.
can't kill these guys.
I mean, I could.
Why not?
I mean,
There's
I-
repercussions. There'll be repercussions.
Yeah, but there's much smaller repercussions.
They are. So right now, I'm saying out of character.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are lawfully neutral.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to go chaotic neutral on these guys and just slaughter them because
Well, I
That's-
didn't want
yeah,
to kill them.
technically
I
I'm
was trying to
chaotic
figure a
good.
way to
Yeah,
survive
that's my alignment.
without my involvement being evident.
I'm just saying I'm kind of in the lawful good right now. Like we can't
Lawful
just kill them.
Have you
We
ever
can't
heard
just
of the-
kill them.
Have you ever heard of the Narzagon, Taurus?
What is that? What is that?
It's called the Hell Knights.
Okay, what does that have to do with killing people who are abiding by the law?
Let's see here. Dum de dum de dum. Do do do.
We could like disguise
Yeah.
self
I'll just copy
one of the
paste.
slaves and pretend to fall in the tar pit and have one of the dwarves come help save their slave, and then
I-
use that as a diversion to save the other slaves.
I would argue that you guys have a guy who's very charismatic here, cough Sia, who could come up with an alternate solution to their problem. They don't want to be here in the tar pits. They're just making good profit on there. We could offer
Okay.
them jobs somewhere else.
I know,
Listen,
but you think
If
human?
they
Well,
went somewhere else, would they
Eight.
take their slaves with them?
They could take them.
Probably.
When I'm saying give them a job somewhere else, I'm talking about in tier where they can make money. Their profit margins wouldn't be as great possibly because they'd have to pay workers. But there's plenty of people who are unemployed in tier who would work for a few silver pieces a week. They don't have to pay them gold pieces. They got to pay them like silver. My point is that rather than kill these guys, because these guys seem like entrepreneurs
Okay. All
who
right.
could benefit us later.
I will try it your way, Taurus. Hold on. I have good persuasion.
Well, we have a
wait.
bard who's a super persuasion.
My persuasion's pretty good. It's like 10. So
He wants to RP, let him do it.
I like it.
okay.
I'll let him do it. Bardic inspiration.
There you go. I like that. I like that. I would like to
So-
convert these guys. That's the point that I was trying to make.
I wasn't necessarily saying we have to kill them, like as.
I
the
was.
Okay, then that's your.
I'm just saying. I mean,
Because we could even use these guys to start smuggling people out of ROM. Slaves out
because
of ROM.
I'm
All
in.
right, hold on. Let me do the thing
I agree.
first. Um, what's the main brother's name? Like the older one.
Durex, like the condom.
Oh, I do not. That information didn't help me. Thank you.
I love
Okay.
Durex. Oh my God.
Durex.
Is it spelled the same too?
It sure is.
I have a
Maximum
proposition for
titties.
you.
Durex Godam. These dwarves have the best name.
How would you like to earn a living without doing slavery?
Sure. What do you got in mind?
In the free city of Tyr, you could. What was the what job offer did Joe propose?
We have two propositions. One, we can find them something, but I have one specific that could relate to freeing slaves from ROM, because they already are slavers, technically, right? But they already have the ends. We would sponsor them retrieving slaves from ROM and bringing them to Tyr. And we would buy the slaves, buy their freedom.
Yeah, but how? Where are we getting that money from? We don't just generate profit. Well, you know what? All right. This fine, large gentleman, Thoris Maximus, has a great offer for you. He'll sponsor you, bringing slaves to him. In exchange for
we
lots of
will
money.
we will have these slaves work off the cost of their freedom as indentured servants until they're fully free citizens.
This
How much-
sounds like
how much
slavery
did you-
extra steps. Hold on.
This does just sound like extra slavery.
How
Yeah, but they're
long
not
is-
going to be full slaves.
I wanted to ask
Oh,
how long
slaves.
their terms were, considering how old some of these people
right,
are,
right.
and how much did they pay for the slaves?
Okay, all right, fine. How long are these guys supposed to be in your service?
Well, once they're purchased, their life is in our hands, and when they're no longer useful to us as slaves, then we will free them, and they can go live out the remainder of their lives, however that may be.
So forever then.
Well, you can see they're pretty old. Their hands aren't going to be able to make these products forever, so they'll get cut loose in 10, 15 years.
And then what?
Well, then it's
And
up to
then they lay on
them.
their deathbed.
How
what
much
do you-
do they cost? Like, how much do they cost to buy from ROM?
So you want to work out a deal to buy them, huh?
No. I don't want to buy these ones. What I'm saying is, I want to make a deal with them where they go to ROM, they bring slaves to Tyr, and free them once they get to Tyr, right? And once they're in Tyr, we can
They work
work
off
out
the
a deal with they can work off the debt it costs them to free them, and then we can go get more slaves to free. And just be a cycle. And we can use their labor.
Sentence.
We can use their labor to help boost the city of Tyr.
You
So
worry me.
let me get this straight. So we have them get the slaves. We pay them for getting the slaves, and then we have the slaves. These slaves until they work off how much we paid to get them, and
Mhm.
then they're free.
Yep.
Indentured servitude until freedom.
Which would have an actual time frame. The harder they work, the faster they're free.
Faster they're free. Instead of working until they're old.
My brain is
And
currently
useless.
contrasting between slavery, evil, and medieval times can't change in what you're gonna do, and it's a very violent conflict at the moment.
I mean, Soul just doesn't agree with slavery. So
I mean, yeah, but we can't alter.
I mean, technically, a psychic lance could fix this problem.
Well, no, a psychic lance. That's like fixing a freaking broken pipe with duct tape.
Okay, a lot of it will work.
I can just set them on fire.
Also,
We're-
Grimorn gets it.
What I'm getting at is you guys are looking at this as we're trying to. You're trying to solve the problem for these particular slaves right here in front of you.
I personally don't know that there's a problem here.
How about we free every slave we come across? How about on that?
I'm with Grimorn. I don't really care. Like, I want to go on to the mission. I don't really care about these slaves. Like,
We're
we
in the
have a
middle
lot
of
to
nowhere.
do. We got a lot to do.
We're in the middle of nowhere. We're not gonna solve this problem now. And these slaves, where are they gonna go from here? Like
They
seriously,
can
there's
go on
no-
our airship. There's like 10 of them. Well, actually,
Okay.
no. There's other ones that we have to deal with after this.
Yeah,
Alright,
then
fair enough.
no,
This is
seriously.
getting to a conclusion soon.
There you go. Let's keep on going.
So we're going to the tower now.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
it
think
took
so.
so long, Ninja.
It's okay. I'm actually like looking in the Athasian Emporium for the price of slaves, which is kind of funny.
I'm
I'll
just
work.
saying, these
I'm
guys
pretty
could
sure it depends on how like fit they are and stuff to do labor.
Yeah.
eventually.
Like in a bit.
If we can solve the problem in this area, we can establish an outpost here. And if we can establish an outpost, these guys could run the outpost, do their tar pit thing. And once these people have worked off their thing, they can go to slave. Like they can get the slave. They can become
That's
free.
just-
They can become free.
No, it doesn't matter too much.
I mean, I know it doesn't ultimately matter, but it'd be kind of weird if Mr. Freedom, of the Freedom Squad, was just like, yeah, it's very unfortunate for you poor enslaved people. Anyway, on to the
I
problem.
mean, I'm starting to feel less like
Well-
a hero and more like a corporation at this point.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess that's
I'm
true.
starting to think we stopped being heroes a while ago, and we're just trying to get like just money now.
Okay,
That's what it's starting to feel like.
so hang on. Have you guys already left, or are you still negotiating?
I guess we're still there. I want to see where this goes.
Okay.
Like we don't feel very hero-like anymore.
So-
like all of our decisions so far have been based off of getting profit.
These dwarves are businessmen first. And so if you're making an offer of a different business prospect, where they're buying slaves from Ram and funneling them to Tyr, that's an interesting prospect, but it would require a lot of effort. They'll tell you they have a caravan that only goes as far as Cromlin, and the amount of raiding they have to deal with is considerable, and the expense of hiring bodyguards and caravan wagons and all this, it's pretty expensive. So imagine the cost of going the 140 miles to Tyr.
What, a month journey?
If we arrange airship pickup, would that be cheaper?
It
Now we
would.
gotta distract our airship.
If you're getting into logistics, you only have 10 spots in your ship right now.
We couldn't even take all these slaves if we wanted to.
Right.
And that's saying that we don't find something else we want to put in their slot, like barrels of tar, or
But the dwarves will tell you, if you want to buy them, we're up to sell them. We want to sell you our oil. We want to sell you these people, the workers too. That's fine. Whatever's...
We will buy the oil.
The dwarves don't care as long as it's the most profitable move.
We will buy the oil from you. We could use that.
That's a whole
For
slave
what?
right there.
Wait, what do we do with oil?
When we come back, we'll buy some.
I tell him, what if we can rid the curse from this land for you and let
Wouldn't
you
that be
take
great?
over this as an outpost?
The dwarves are going to look at you and say, what curse?
You know, the curse of insanity that randomly affects
He's a
people.
dwarf. He's probably not affected.
They shrug.
Alright. Well, would you prefer to not have wackos apparently run in and start trying to stab you?
If the raiding would stop, that'd be great. We'd like to be able to get our product to Cromlin without it getting stolen.
No, I'm insane person busts down your door and starts trying to murder you.
There's not too many people out in these parts. Couple of dwarves, a bunch of old men. The occasional elven treasure hunter that wants to go into that blasted city. Now, the dwarves, they've heard that scions have a real bad time here. They will say, neither of us is psionic at all. Never had a talent for it. Couldn't read a person's mind if we tried.
I'm just gonna try to conclude this with. I'm just gonna tell all the slaves in this area with brain power. Pray to Winged Elephant Man, so that you will be free faster.
Right.
What?
Oh my god.
That is fucked up.
No, it is not. I am not lying. The faster I can bring the literal god of freedom into existence, the faster they get to leave.
Pray to my God so that you're free faster. This is how Christianity is.
Literally his job. It's like saying, pray to the god of nature and you'll have a bountiful harvest. That's not dishonest advertising.
Wow.
Yes, pray to my long dead God that I'm trying to bring back so that you can be free.
Well, it's a better deal than what they're currently getting, isn't it? Which is pray to the god of Gordrum or whatever his freaking name was.
Wasn't it titty something?
That he thinks you're sufficient.
Yeah, wasn't it like
Titty Maximus.
Yeah, it was Titty Mac.
double titty Maximus?
Yep.
Yeah,
Or
Titty
you pray
Mac.
to the god of freaking, I don't know, the
Lions.
Sorcerer Kings.
I mean, to be honest, the Sorcerer King system, if they weren't so fucked up, it seems to be working.
Sorcerer King system?
You know,
I'm
if
just
you're
saying, like,
evil
having an
bastard-
all-powerful, could like kill God entity at the top doesn't really seem to be a bad idea, especially when there's no gods. If they weren't so evil, it probably would work.
If they weren't evil bastards, this would all be working perfectly fine.
Oh, you're talking about
Exactly, see, that's the problem.
Particularly? Whatever.
Check-to-ray?
This meal would
Victory.
be perfectly edible if only
Hey,
it
Scout.
wasn't entirely made of earwax.
Well, the longer we're here, the longer those other people are gonna go find our silk skimmer. So we should hurry up.
Whatever, let's freaking go.
Are we actually only here for a silk skimmer?
No.
No, we want to shut down this freaking machine.
Okay.
But,
Oh, hey, I found it.
yeah.
Hey, Taro, finally the legend lore comes to you in a vision. The temple that Tenpug and his band occupy dates back to the time of magic. Originally, the temple was dedicated to the forgotten god worshipped by Taraskir and his followers. Oh, that's the name, Taraskir, not Titty Max. Okay, the statues were representations of Taraskir's Lion Guard, his elite warriors. Later, after he was killed, let's see, much of the demi-human population began to worship him as a god. Okay, so I think the gist of it is Taraskir was the king, and he was worshipped as a god because of how powerful he was, like the Sorcerer Kings are in many cases.
So,
Nice.
not a literal god.
So you see the lion statues everywhere, and you see the coins with Taraskir's face on it. Now you have a name to add to the face on the coins.
What was he supposed to... I could try to pull a Sigmar, actually. That is an appealing idea in my head, but...
Lions are just alpha. I think that's the same reason Hamanu does it.
Alright, well, what was he supposed to be the deity of?
Domination. Being alpha.
Oh, okay. Let's maybe not try that. I feel like it decides the point. Anything else?
Eating meat. Believe in meat. The power of meat.
Oh, okay. It's the freaking
else
ogre god. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Luffy.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna destroy this guy's settlement. Wait, is that why the freaking temple blew up or sunk into the earth? Because he was the god of subjugation.
And you liberated the place. Yeah.
Okay, officially destroying every freaking site of this man. That
Good
is
luck.
the new modus operandi. Every temple will be sacrificed to the winged elephant.
Hey, Grimorn.
Yes.
A small creature scuttles up to you.
What
It's
is it?
it's some sort of beetle. The
Darn it.
the beetle bobs up and down and wiggles its antenna, and you receive a message spell through the beetle.
Oh,
The message is, hey you, come over here to the beach. Let's meet. Let's meet, you and I, cleric to cleric.
This is a freaking dating message.
Okay.
You play
I'm
with
gonna
cards,
go.
right?
I'm gonna go and move into the direction.
Okay.
Was it a familiar cleric voice? Was it that one crazy psycho one that we met that wasn't randomly like a hermit somewhere?
Going in that direction, are
can
you
we go
going
with
to are you going to fly or are you going to try to navigate the tar?
Flying carpet.
Okay, you hop on the flying carpet. Who's going with you?
I'll go with him.
I'll stay on the carpet.
You don't fit on the
I
carpet,
go.
Joe. Do you run along
I'll
on the
fly.
ground? You're gonna have to
I'll
make
fly.
a. Oh yeah, you can fly now. They fly now.
I fly away.
Everybody flies.
Okay.
I have a question. This is
What is
completely
the question?
irrelevant to anything, but I'm curious. What would happen? How badly would I do if I tried to individually fight? I forgot his name. Our Tyrian Angel Man.
Organard.
Bergenard?
Yeah,
He's a pacifist.
Yeah, but if I tried to, how badly would I fail?
Well, he's level 20 something, so probably he'd cast some 9th level spell at you and you'd be defeated.
Oh, just immediately. All right, fair enough.
Disintegrate.
Well, I mean, he's unlikely to try to kill you. He'd probably, like, I don't know, time stop and then leave. I don't know, teleport away. I don't know what Korganard's move would be. It wouldn't be to fight you, though. He'd look sadly at you and then in a disappointed huff he'd leave. He'd try to avoid the conflict.
What a douche. Okay, I'm scared.
Is what?
He's the douche for not wanting to brutally murder you.
I've had no. I mean, I'd be the douche in that situation.
Okay.
Sorry for the irrelevancies. I had a lot of questions bubbling away while I was dealing with the 10 other things.
All right, you meet a cleric of the silt.
How are they doing?
What is your name?
I'm looking for that here. I think it's Abalam.
Abalam?
Abalam.
Got family in Abalak
Black
Ray.
Betty, Ambalam.
Black Betty's his mom.
Yeah, we've heard of you. Those elves were talking about you.
Ah,
Wait, why?
my
why would you
legend
praise
precedes
yourself?
me.
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
some rumors, and it seems all the raiders are talking about you. They might have spotted you, but didn't know who you were. How long have you been here? Do you own these lands?
He seems a little disturbed. His eyes are kind of like wide. He's like definitely like the type of person like a hermit that never interacts with anyone. But he cautiously approaches your party and he's sort of hunched over and covered head to toe in silt. Like he emerged out of the silt in a swimming motion, like Aquaman emerging from the ocean. He comes out of the silt.
I'm gonna ask the same question I asked that dude. Would you have any interest in being clean?
He's never bathed in his entire life, and he recoils and hisses and makes like a symbol of protection against the water.
Wait,
And he
he's a
says,
cleric.
"You're not a water cleric, are you?"
No.
He's a cleric of the earth, right?
Silt is a para element. It's wind and earth.
I present to him the
Your giant diamond
hammer, the Promir's hammer. I
Yeah.
present to him the earth relic.
He recognizes your earthly power, and he's impressed by that.
And I'm
I
a.
will present to him a winged elephant sword and its windly power.
He says, "Stow your
Actually-
blade. I mean you no harm. I
No.
simply wish to ask you a question."
Can I show him my flute? My
Yeah.
one flute? Yeah, I got this too.
Fuck
Just
no, I was
demonstrating
all
your
trying to-
elemental power.
That's what
Yeah.
I was trying to do.
Well, a flute does that better than a sword when you're first meeting somebody.
Believe it or not, I actually don't believe in this
Wait, but why did you tell us to come meet you out here? Why are you so weirded out by us? You're the one that wanted to meet us in the first place.
We're just showing our toys.
I can tell you are a capable group of adventurers, much more powerful than those elves that were here before.
Wait, I want to make a prediction. Do you want us to get rid of the dwarfs?
What? No, I care nothing for the dwarves.
That's what happened last time. Ignore me.
Are you concerned about the evil coming from the city?
Yes, an evil. He points out into the silt, at the lone tower emerging out of the silt. He points and he says, That accursed thing. I dwell in these silty lands. I live in the silt. I am friends with the creatures of the silt. You have met my beetle friend. But that is an abomination, an unnatural thing.
Try to.
He'll tell you the dead rise there.
Oh, yeah.
He's had to kill a number of fearsome undead, and he's grown quite weary of it.
Oh, another defiler, or maybe a haunted item. We've seen a few items in this world that had this kind of power of evil.
He'll say, My power is in the silt. I have little to offer outside on the shore where we stand. But you, maybe you could enter that tower. I saw you emerge from your flying thing, whatever that is. Perhaps you could fly right up to the tower and infiltrate it and deal with whatever's in it.
I asked him, can he have the silt spawn give us safe passage through the silt spawn?
Ah, you wish safe passage? Come here, big one. Let me rub this on you. He reaches into a big medicinal pouch full of herbs. He's got a bunch of leaves that he's ground into a paste. He wants to smear it on you.
Okay.
He'll tell you this is potent enough to drive off silt spawn, but a full-grown silt horror might be another story, if it's hungry.
Those are the tentacled ones, right?
Yeah.
Do you know about the tower? Is it kind of like new? Did it just come here recently while you've been here, or has it kind of always been there?
It's always been there. It was part of the city. When the city fell, it remained. Something dire happened in that tower. Something evil lurks there still.
Okay, so
I
it's
think
not
we could end
actually
it.
in the city then.
I tell him I think we can end it.
I'm gonna send the air elemental to scope the scene.
I put this tower on the board. You can sort of see what it looks like from the outside. It's a pretty tall 6-story tower. The top of it is covered with siege weapons pointing in each of the cardinal directions.
Listen, Grimorn, perhaps you can also talk about this.
About what?
Remember, we had our conversation just before this about rallying the clerics of the world. Perhaps we could count on his assistance in that dire day.
Possibly.
We want to tell him of this plan?
Yeah.
What are we telling him?
I was wondering if he would be possibly interested in joining our efforts. We're trying to bring the druids and the clerics in this world.
Yeah.
Or potentially,
He's a hermit,
ending.
not a team
No.
player. He doesn't seem interested.
I'm aware of that. We're not asking you to come out together with us necessarily, but we need. You're calling on us in your time of need. We need a favor for a favor.
Ah, reward. Well, I had thought to offer these, and he pulls out a bunch of these sort of clay tablets that have a rune on them, and he'll rub the rune lovingly, and he'll say, "This is the rune of the silt." And he'll toss it to Taurus, and he'll say, "Go for a walk in the silt. You'll enjoy this."
Before he does that, I say, well, I can already walk on the silt. I showed him
No, no, no.
the Silt Strider.
You don't understand. Use the tablet. For the next 3 hours after you use that, you will be able to breathe silt. You will be able to swim in silt as if you're flying through it. You will not be slowed down by it.
You can see through it.
And you will be able to see through it.
Oh, that's kind of a
That
plus.
is kind of interesting.
Can't
U.S. rap, modern rap, a contemporary rap.
Is that
Can't,
right?
isn't that something that Warren can already do? Didn't he have the?
He can walk on silt.
No?
I also
Can't.
picked up a mask, a diving mask, at one point, but
Yep.
That's not as powerful as this. I can breathe through the silt, I can swim in it, but I still can't see through it. It's still opaque.
Yeah, this one makes the silt like water for you.
Well, I tell him
I mean, we
His
were already
fa-
here
his
to
faith
fill
in
the
me-
tower anyway.
will not be misplaced.
So you say you'll do it, he'll hand you 2 of the stones.
Sure. Let's fucking go.
Alright, so anybody that takes up his quest, he'll give you 2 of these scroll tablets of silt that allow you for
Hey,
3 hours.
Time used.
What do they allow us?
Yeah,
to
it's
do?
like a
Can I
scroll.
take that?
When you activate it for 3 hours, you get all the power of the silt, where you can breathe
Can I
silt, you
take
can see in silt, you can swim
We
in
don't have
silt.
to use them right now. We just have them for
Yeah,
later.
can I have one?
But do they recharge after, or is it like
No, it's
one
a
and
one-time
done?
use item.
Nope, they do not recharge.
Oh.
I'll take the item.
I'll
That's
take
gonna be handy.
Alright. He hands you 2 of them from his bag.
Where did he get it?
What do you mean? I made these.
I was gonna say you can make these, which, I mean,
Did you see my familiar? I am a preserver wizard. I preserve this environment like a druid, you might say.
How hard is that to do?
What, wizardry? Quite difficult.
No, maintaining the environment bit.
Well, in these parts, there's not much to maintain.
I will give him a seed from my forever seed bag.
He will say the main thing that he has to deal with is the undead coming from that tower. And if he could end that, he feels like this environment would be restorable. Like it would start to come back to life when that evil is gone.
I think we can handle that.
I
Or at
still
least we can go and take a look.
your
I'm
your
gonna.
your power is interesting and helpful and very noteworthy, but I still think that what we really need is your assistance from the future. We want to call on you as an ally.
It won't be for petty nonsense.
Right.
He nods and he says, I would owe you a great debt if you do this thing for me.
I'm gonna set a sending spell to. I forgot her name. The Sun Lady. I do not. There's too many names in this overall. I keep forgetting.
Sadira the Sun Cleric.
Yes.
Sadira. I'll send her a message spell, a sending spell, about this guy who can make silk swimming runes, and he's a preserver.
Ah.
Just keep that on the books, I suppose. A contact potentially.
She's excited because most of the wizards are either in the Veiled Alliance or they're defilers. To find out that there is a preserver out there doing good works, she's happy to hear it.
Right.
And the Veiled Alliance grows more powerful.
Are you going to
Well,
invite him
yeah.
into the... I guess you kind of have invited him into the Veiled Alliance in a sort of way.
Well,
See ya.
For all intents and purposes, I mean, he's not going to go city slicking ever. So, out here in his house is enough.
He's effectively a member.
Right. So, I'll tell you what, that right there is good enough for me.
The difference is he doesn't care too much about the Sorcerer Kings. Like, the official Veiled Alliance people are, like, hardcore terrorists.
Yeah.
But, you know, having a contact sympathetic to their goals out in the middle of nowhere does sound useful.
Yep.
They can just live at his, I'd say house, but I'm not. Does he have a house? Is there a hut out here?
No, he just lives in the silt. He spends as much time in the silt as possible. He covers his body. He rubs this plant all over his body so the The silt horrors pay him no mind, and then he just swims for hours out in the beautiful silt.
Wait,
Well,
where does silt
look.
horrors come from? Are they just like ancient sea creatures?
They spawn out in the silt. They start as the little like silt
Insects. Yeah.
silt spawn. They swim around in the silt along the bottom, and then they rise up to the top as silt horrors when they grow to their full size and get all their tentacles.
Okay.
Does he have any interest in
Lovely.
silk skimmer?
Does he what?
In what?
Does he have any interest in the silk skimmer?
The silt skimmer. He knows where it is. Do you need directions there? Perhaps that's one way he could repay you.
No, we already know where it is.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, the owner
More
was.
interested if he wants it.
He
swims
has
in it. Why does he want it?
he has no interest in that thing. It's not a natural thing. He doesn't like anything that's not like just natural silty kind of
Can you
sandy
tell us
environments.
where? Can you just tell us where it is?
Oh yeah, he does.
The other guy went back to the
I thought we
ship,
know where
didn't
it
he?
is already.
Pascal
the guy went
already
back to the
could lead you to it for sure. But
I
he also
think
tells
we
you
should
where
just-
it's at accurately.
Yeah.
We should just get to the tower and fix the thing for him as soon as possible.
Yeah. I admit we're kind of just wasting time. Although it's a fun waste of time.
Right. It's
Picking
roleplay.
his brain.
Can we just fly to the top of the tower and land on it?
No, it has siege weapons on it.
And that's gonna mess up our ship.
I mean, are the siege weapons operated by anything, or they're just idle?
We're not
Are
close
we
enough
going
to tell.
find out? Yeah, I don't know if we want to risk the ship to find that out.
We have an understanding that ballistas can shoot like 1,000 feet
Yeah.
accurately. So.
Well, I feel like we should go ahead and we can fly, somewhat
On our
nearby
magic
it.
carpet, and Taurus can fly. without
The tower looks mostly destroyed. It's badly weathered. It's in the storm of silt. Nothing living could be on the tower. It might have undead on it, as was like indicated by the silt cleric here, Abalam.
Avalon. I'm gonna write that down.
Go ahead and check
It's-
in with
Abalaam. Abalam, like
I could
long A.
scout ahead. I can go
We can-
invisible
we can-
and scout
We
ahead.
can ask Niskit to use the spyglass and see if there's anything manning the ballistas up
He'll
there.
tell you there is not. He
So if they are,
sees
they have to be
nobody on
audited
the
by
roof.
some kind of magic.
I can approach in invisibility.
Just over a half mile from the shore of the Silt Sea, north of the exposed ruins of Giustenal, a weathered tower juts in stark isolation from the shifting dust. Its
Hold on.
architecture is beautiful though simplistic. What's up?
Where's the silt skimmer at on this map?
On the west side.
Is it even on the map? Oh, okay, it is.
It's under this silt spawn over here.
Isn't that where the elves were going to?
Yeah, they went looking for it.
Well, I
We
thought the
already
guy.
bought- We already bought
Oh,
parts
the guy
for it,
said
too.
he wasn't. It
That
wasn't
they were
that
going
way.
in the wrong direction.
That's what he said. You didn't make a check on him though, did you? I did tell you he cares more about you going and fighting the color in darkness than recovering the silt skimmer, right?
Well, I
Well,
don't
we
want
have to
them getting
right
to
the
the
wrongs of his
skimmer.
past.
He owes us another favor now.
The top floor of the tower houses ballistae. Since the tower was once the center of Giustenal, its weapons must have been used for keeping the citizens in line. What the tower was originally used for is uncertain.
So it's not that far off the coast either, huh? This tower was not.
It's right
It's
in the
not deep into
heart
the
of the
silt.
city. It is like the center. It's like the Golden Tower of Tyr. It's like a landmark.
Right. It's just,
Can we just go get the silt skimmer real quick?
It says 4
So
balconies
we
pointing in the cardinal directions contain 1 ballista each. 3 of the powerful ballista have been ruined by years and elements. The 4th has survived mostly intact. There are staircases that seem to descend down into the tower.
I mean, we don't really know about the silt skimmer or the guy lying to us that they weren't going in the wrong direction.
Well, he just told us where it was. We were over there, and they were going in that direction. I don't understand how we don't know. Like, we literally know
Oh,
that they're going
okay,
towards
yeah,
the silt
never
skimmer.
mind. Never mind.
And if we go do this actual dangerous mission, we're not going to have time to get it before they probably find it.
How much do we care about it?
Well, there is cargo in the silt skimmer. Pask told you that he doesn't really care about it. You're welcome to it if you can recover the silt skimmer. He mostly wants to avenge his fallen crewmates. Whatever killed them needs to be stopped.
Wouldn't we also? Can you also say that the silt skimmer needs to be repaired?
He has all the materials to repair it, but it would take time.
Out
We
of
already
character,
paid for
Yeah,
that.
we bought
we
this.
paid for the
we
materials,
have
too.
we have 10 minutes left. Can we just go get the silt skimmer and then do the tower next week?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
well,
it.
that does make sense in a meta
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So
So
you
basically
fly.
gave
What I was
us-
trying to get at is the elven people, even if they get to the silt skimmer, like they can't do anything with it unless they're gonna repair it.
But
Here's
they
the-
can stake claim and then cause problems with us in the future, where we can just get there first and box them out.
Now here's a
And
question.
Nothing.
You guys are flying. Which way do you fly? Do you go around the wall or do you try to fly over the city?
I think
Around
we
the
should
wall.
go around the wall.
Those razor wings are eyeing you and licking their lips.
Hey, C, are you there?
Yeah.
Take a look at your direct message in Discord.
Yeah, I saw him.
Okay, so you fly around the wall, around the southern tip, and back up around the other side, taking the long way, but you arrive. You find that the elves are filling their bags with some material, and they're already on the run, off in the distance, leaving a trail of dust. So they've gotten some of the goods, but here is the silt scammer, and it's still got a lot of its original cargo. Pask is going to smile and say, well, I'll get to work right now, and he'll begin repairing it. He'll tell you it's going to probably take many hours, though.
What is the cargo that we're supposed to have? Is it going to be worth it for me to try and go ahead and go steal from them, or no? I mean, is it just regular like trade goods, or I mean, is there something that is important that was on the skill skimmer that?
Yeah, it's trade
we need to
goods.
get? Oh, then I'm not worried. They can keep this trade
Yeah,
goods.
yeah. We got the silt skimmer. We got most of the trade goods. That's all we
Yeah.
really cared about.
Fair enough.
While he's repairing the silt skimmer, I don't want them to get bold and be like, "We're going to take it from you." So I'll have. Can we get the boarding party to come down and pull security for him?
All right. Okay, so I made a random generator for the cargo, and I'm cycling it.
You're gonna leave the airship unattended?
Well,
We have a
that's-
whole crew up there.
But the crew is dropping down behind the walls of Giustenal?
No,
Is that what's happening? Because the skimmer is in
I
the
thought
city.
the razor
or-
wings would attack the airship if we made it go near the city.
No,
the
no.
silt skimmer is over here outside the city walls.
Oh, okay. All right, helpful.
Yeah, it's in the silt, but we just don't want the elves to try to take all that stuff from him while he's doing his repairs.
I mean, they already took some stuff from the silt skimmer and started leaving to most likely go sell it somewhere.
But it's ours.
That's fine. Who cares?
They took the choice bits and okay, whatever.
I mean, you want to go hunt them down for trade
I-
goods?
Nope.
That's exactly.
We're
I
good.
don't.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. We got the silt skimmer. That's all we needed.
I mean, the trade goods could be diamonds, whatever.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, but you know what? At the end of the day, okay.
Oh, there. Oh shit, yeah. We could rob them.
Rugs.
I thought you didn't want to break the
Medicine,
law.
dyes, rope of silk, oil,
We said it's our
to
stuff.
turn people, and some nuts. Oh, wood. Wood's really good. We could like put that on our ship and whatnot. And use
Each
it
one of
as a
those
big
wood
ship.
can be used for repairs of your ship. The medicine could be good if you get a doctor like you were talking about. The flammable oils you could throw like bombs, like Sia was talking about.
Okay.
All right, so that's one quest down. Congrats. The elves only got away with a little bit of the treasure. Whatever they could carry, they ran off with it. And here you have your silt skimmer getting repaired. Pask tells you with the time it'll take me to repair it, I'm sure you could deal with that color in darkness. Hint, hint.
I tell him, yeah, that sounds good. We'll have the boarding party come down here and pull security for you.
Right. He appreciates that.
And we can get the. And when he's done, they can haul it back to the ship, and we can have the ship fly the silt skimmer out of here.
All right. That's a really good endpoint right there. If anybody has any last words before I call it.
No.
No,
Not for me.
not for you. Anybody else?
Yeah, pretty good,
Fuck
man.
those thieving elves.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I was like, we got 10 minutes left.
And what's
Can we
funny?
just-
What's funny is those were the nice elves. Those were the friendly elves, and they still robbed you.
These were the freaking friendliest. I was like, wait, they robbed us? I misunderstood.
The
that.
silt
What?
skimmer, the skill skimmer stuff was our guy's stuff. They took it. They took some of his stuff.
That's fine.
They said they had salvage rights. They said nobody owns it. If they get to it first, they're gonna take it. So they took some stuff and they ran.
Well, do we really want to spend the time like chasing them and fighting them?
No. We don't. It's just trade goods. It's no big deal.
I just find it funny that they are like one of the friendlier groups of elves, and they still robbed you. It's too hilarious.
They did what elves normally do anyway, you know what I mean?
I love Dirk
I'm
Son.
gonna give the silt skimmer repair guy a punch just on good measure for lying to us.
Well, to him,
but we'll go still deal with the problem.
you just don't understand. To a dwarf, it's his great purpose is to get revenge, and nothing else matters. If he dies before that happens, he'll turn into a wraith, and he doesn't want that.
Can you close the table?
Actually, let me bag everything up here. Pack.
No, it's good.
And
We moved through a few things, and we're gonna probably have a big fight start next game.
The tower has some interesting shit in it, so that'll be a fun little dungeon to
Traps.
explore.
Traps and stuff.
I know I came late. Can you guys, not you guys, one person, Ninja's busy, but somebody else give a recap of what I missed?
I won't do it all, but I'm just gonna say, ring sight. You have a bag of holding now. Oren, you also have a bag of holding.
Okay, so do I have to write down what size, or how does that work?
Oh,
You
hey,
just have to pay 40
hey, Will.
gold.
Hey, Will. It's 40 gold for the bag of holding and 6 gold for the water that you got for Cromlin.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just 6 gold?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the water? Are you selling it in Cromlin or
No,
like
I
at
was-
a reasonable
gonna-
rate, or are you just completely giving away free?
I was gonna give it away free to, well, whatever powers that be, so that they can go ahead and like distribute it to the masses. But,
You mean sell it at a price gouge?
because they're gonna sell as a price gouge?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
well then no. I want to make sure that it's distributed, piecemeal to the people.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
also-
probably going to add some time to your timeline, but no big deal.
And Long also now has a bag of holding, and he's gonna carry it. That one is going to be for group treasures, so we can just dump into that bag.
I thought you only bought 3.
We did buy 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orin,
Yeah.
ring sight,
and Long.
And
long.
Okay.
Good Good night, guys. I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, see
The
ya before
other
you
part
go.
of the recap, we dropped off the iron in Nibone. We picked up the gold treasure chest. We put it in our my new bag of holding. We went to one of the city to pick up the guy that's supposed to be our guide for was it not Cromlin?
Jessix.
The tower place. Jessix. We picked up him. Then we went to Cromlin, distributed the water, and then we went to um, the crazy place. One of our NPCs assaulted one of the other ones to the point of making death saving throws. We
She
saved.
almost died.
We saved. We knocked out that person, the monk that beat up the other person, and then we healed both of them. And we dealt with that. We sort
Wait,
of
that's the
got the
one that
salt
was
skimmer.
doing the, inappropriate wooing earlier, like last game.
Now, Tay is the mute monk, the female mute monk, and she went mad because of the color and darkness effect because she only communicates through telepathy, and its main power is telepathy, so it corrupted her mind and drove her berserk right away, and she did like a full monk flurry of blows on the nearest person, which happened to be what's her name? Franny One Arm.
Hey, Ninja, is it too late to
Beat a
buy
critical.
another bag of holding?
She got 3 hits. The first 2 were both critical hits. So I was like, she did the kung fu touch of death to her heart and caused it to stop.
What were you gonna ask me, Chris?
Yeah, Ninja, I want to go ahead and do the 40 gold for a bag of holding as well.
Okay, sure.
I'll take that.
And then after that, then we met the half elves. The elves were treasure hunters, and then they eventually went on their way to rob the salt skimmer. They gave us a little bit of information about the surrounding area and the treasures in the city, and just told us that it's long abandoned. And then we went to the tar pit area that had slaves and tar merchants, and we didn't really buy anything from them. We argued a lot about freeing the slaves, and then finally went to the Silt cleric.
Right. Okay.
Which
I gotta go, guys.
Good night.
Okay.
Night.
Night.
For Ninja, for